Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway Show, episode 73, with some guests, and there will be more joining us. As one game that's going on at the moment, it seems like Van Helsing is obviously doing the job on Emery at the moment because Spurs are 2-0 up in this game and convincingly 2-0 up. That's the worst part about it as well. And as another channel says, I can't believe it. That's Views. Welcome back to the channel, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you, man. Thanks for the invite. Sorry it's taken a while. Been busy outside of YouTube, So yeah, just here to give you a bit of my time and big you up. And also a pleasure to be on with Jez as well and everyone in the chat. Hope you're having a good evening. If you're West Ham fans, probably not so much.
It's very true. Jez, welcome back, mate. I mean, as you know, with me, because of my work schedule and that, not always doing these on a frequently basis, but welcome back as always. How you been keeping?
Yeah. Thanks, Tone. I do enjoy this show. I won't lie. It's good to be back on with Views. It's been a couple of weeks, I think.
Yes, sir.
It's been a busy weekend for me. Unfortunately, I'm not football wise. I've had a very big family. My aunt's 90th birthday, so it was a big family day yesterday. I just tried to put the game on. Actually, of course, it's on TNT, isn't it? I ain't got that anymore. I binned it off at Christmas. So I can't see it, unfortunately. But I'm looking forward to this chat and lot to talk about. We've got
very
to make
much so. Very much so.
West
I mean,
Ham.
fun enough. Oh, we'll come on to that one. I mean, when you think about it, what's quite interesting, you mentioned like TNT in that. I think I saw a channel the other day. They was talking about you think you have TNT, you have Sky, then you might have kind of Prime, then you have something else kind of thing. And when you man that all up and that, you're looking like nearly 300 quid.
Yeah.
Just on sports streaming. I mean, I think TNT was it 32, 33 quid a month.
I don't know. I ain't got it.
I mean, I've got a snide Bing. It's called Bing
Bing
Stream.
Sport. Yes, yeah, they keep changing their name. Yeah,
and unfortunately, I can only watch it on here, so I can't do two things on here at once.
Right.
But yeah, I've binned off. Yeah, it's Christmas time. I was like going through my Sky Channel subscription cost. It was going up and up. I had things on there like Sky Cinema, never watched it. Sky Children or Sky Kids, which I said, nah, come on, I'm bidding that off. The amount of time the grandkids watch it, they don't even bloody watch it. They're on there, whatever. And TNT was 30-something pound a month, and I'm only had it for the Euro football. Arsenal in Europe, and I said, well, I can watch that on for 75 quid a year on Bing Stream. All right, it does buffer sometimes, but quite a lot of the time, the ironical thing is, right, when you look at the tab in the corner, it's TNT Sport.
Yeah.
I'm paying twice, so I said no. So I saved myself. It went from 130 something odd pound a month down to 87.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, most definitely.
In a month, I use a site called Yora, YORA. It's an American. I pay like $10 a month, so it's about 100 quid a year, and I get most of the games. I'm watching the Spurs game now. Do you know what I mean? So I get most of them. Sometimes there's one or two fixtures that ain't there, but yeah, I've binned off because, as you said, even when I had Sky for years and years and years, you'd get all the other leagues for free, but the league you actually want to watch, you're getting like 2-3 games a week, and sometimes you might get a bit more, but they're never the teams that you actually want to watch. In the Super Sunday, and it's the two teams at the bottom. I'm like, fuck, what's all this about? So yeah, no, it can be.
Don't knock the teams down the bottom. They're not too bad. Yeah?
well,
just get in there.
Get into
that. As always, let's say hello to the good people in the chat first of all, and also start off with Brendan, and he's saying, "Good evening, Ton. Panel in the chat. Spuds currently lead 2-0. West Ham will be massive everywhere they go next season in the Championship." And this is the thing, man. I mean, at the moment, yeah, we've swapped places, and Spurs. A convincing first half. Oof, Barkley just hacked down one of their players, and the yellow cards come out for his pleasure as well. Seemed like Villa's finally turned up in the second half a little bit, a bit more fight out of them now. Good evening to Michael, please. Toll over Villa, complete shish shot. Yeah, absolutely shocking. Oh, his Gallagher's gone down again like a pole. Like holding his shin when he got it up on the knee. Twat. Good evening, Pepsi. As he says here, next Sunday's game is massive.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
100%. Carl, good evening to yourself as well. Evening, Tom. Good to see you as well. And also big up to Fraley as well. And he's saying big up to Jez. Big up to Tribal, Jez the Jazz Man. And good evening to Ace as well. They're saying big up to Jez as well. Big up Jez and everyone who loves a well done steak. Says Alex Miss. Trouble says, I love West Ham. I'm a Chelsea fan. Good to know that as well. West Ham is one of my favourite teams in the league. I love their project in the late 2010s with the Payets, Yarmolenkos, even Anautovic. Did have some good players. Back in the day. Yeah, bit of a different story at the moment. On sports. Good evening, and she's saying Villa are so bad. Yeah, been absolutely shocking in this first half. To say that they're kind of throwing the game away is an understatement. Big up to Chris Millwall fan. Oh my God, first Spurs, now the arse. Who's next? Barnet. It could be for us, Chris. Yeah, and if you don't make them playoffs, mate, we'll be seeing you next season. That's for sure. Where it's going.
Oh, dear, no. That'd be a shame if they come up and you go down.
And this is the thing. I mean, everyone was hoping that, if the Millwall did come up, you imagine the beef that these two teams are having again with each other, or the fans, let's say. And look, you can't dismiss Ipswich have had a fabulous season and get themselves promoted straight away. That's not bad doing. Because not being funny, when you look at it, if it's either us or Spurs, because it's still in the lap of the gods with the last couple of games. Either side goes down, how quickly will they come back up? That's the thing.
That's the big question. Yeah.
That's the thing.
We come up quite quick, to be honest.
Hopefully, Jez. I mean, the biggest problem we've got here, obviously, as you know, is the owner. He's our biggest problem. And if the rumour's true, because it's been bandied around that Amanda Staveley is possibly looking to kind of buy West Ham with a consortium, but only if we stay in the Premier League. So fat chance that this will happen, because if it weren't going to be us, there's talks of her going back to Newcastle. But as you can see, the owners flew in this week and definitely said they're staying. They're not going anywhere. So it's up to us now to win the next couple of games or get something out of these next couple of games. So hopefully we do get that investment, because we definitely need it.
So as it stands, it looks like if it stays as it is, they're a point ahead of you boys.
Yep.
Which, it's not the end of the road just yet, but I know there's only 3 games to go. Tight, isn't it?
It is tight. It is tight. I mean, we've got Newcastle. So yourselves got Newcastle and they've got Leeds. That's what we've got,
I saw something that what's her name? What's the woman that you're...
Karen Brady. She's gone.
She's gone. Yeah, good. That woman, man, she's the biggest liar in the world.
Oh, definitely, Jez. I mean, we said it a couple of streams back that her remit was for West Ham to stay in the Premier League for one more season, because that means we've been in the league 15 years. Nothing worrying about, status or anything like that. Yeah, that's where they came from.
Yeah, wow. I mean, she was an absolute bloody clown there. This I don't know if you watch it. I watch it because I think it's laughable. The Apprentice with Alan Sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Ugly crap she comes out with. Are you thinking, really? You're talking shit, man. I'm sorry, you are talking absolute shit. And she ain't got no head for business. I don't care what anybody says. She's just got away lucky. She's had the backing. That's all it is.
Exactly. Well, not being funny, I think it was last night? I think it was 2 seasons ago. We was trying to fight off relegation at this point. And instead of her kind of giving the rallying cry, she was talking about her book or something like that kind of thing. She was more interested in promoting that rather than the West Ham possibility going down, you know. And it's like, hold on, you're supposed to be pushing the club, not your fucking own lifestyle.
That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Mm.
And I think it was all going good for you guys up until literally like Brentford. I honestly thought it's going well for you. Spurs are still struggling, even though they got De Zerbi, so everything's going to plan, and then it's just all span on its head a little bit. There'll probably still be another twist and turn, I reckon.
I think there will be. I mean, like, you know, interesting. I went on a Spurs channel last night because he wanted to see my view of obviously what's going on.
Right.
And he said, it, you know, he was convinced by De Zerbi's talk. I said, not being funny, he's borrowed the script from Arteta because Arteta's done the rallying cry. We've got to make sure. I said, De Zerbi's doing exactly the same, and it's working today. But then, as I said earlier, looking at how Villa are playing, I mean, Spurs in certain respects deserve to take advantage of that. Any team should take advantage of a team that's kind of basically lying down on their arse and not putting a performance in.
They definitely are.
Then they deserve to be slapped. Sorry, but that's the way, you know, that's what I'll be pushing the team for. But as I said earlier, the incentive for me as Emery, if we win this game, we're above Liverpool. Yeah,
that should be all the motivation they need, you know. It's actually criminal watching this. It's like when I watched Brentford against United the other week. It's like who are these lot? Keith Andrews has been doing brilliantly all season. Go to Old Trafford. I'm like, you know, invasion of the body snatcher. I didn't recognize the team, and this is what it's like tonight watching Villa. They're anonymous, man.
I just said, funny enough, I had a Spurs fan give me the bit of a large, and all of a sudden he said, like, you know, I said, to be fair, you're playing well. He said, this ain't Spurs, mate. This is some other team. That's not us. I don't recognise this team, you know. Dear me.
You know, next Sunday, right, or Saturday, Sunday, whenever we are playing West Ham, all the half and half scarves will be out from Spurs.
Yeah.
They'll be out, won't they? Yeah. They'll be hanging around the Hornsey Road. Yeah, they're half and halves, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is the state of football nowadays? Seriously.
Exactly. Mill Chris jumping in saying, Mia's saying here, yeah, look, you pay all that as well, obviously TNT and this and yeah, and you can't even watch the 3 p.m. Saturday games.
Exactly that.
And the thing was, though, do you remember when Sky came out? I think when they first came out, I think it was about a couple of seasons later, they was talking about doing a season ticket. So you pay your money on that, and you'll just watch your team,
all your games. That's the best. Yeah.
Never.
I think they do something like that in America, Tone.
Well, this is the thing. Yeah, you know, Peacock and this and the other, and you can do that. Not a problem at all.
I think that got squashed out by the Premier League because they know they can lose out on it. You know, and that's what it's about now. It's all about, you know, it's a funny thing, isn't it, now, that winning a domestic trophy, you know, when Arsenal lost that League Cup, right, the certain channels, right, were there at the ground. They said it's irrelevant. It's not worth it. We got bigger fish to fry, all that. We know it all, right? And yet, when Arsenal lost, it don't matter. There's no money in it anyway. Not about the money.
Yeah.
Not about getting 100 grand or whatever the money is for it. It's about the bloody silverware.
Yes.
Of course it is. And I
don't understand. It's the same as the FA Cup.
Infuriating when I heard that. Yeah. Infuriating.
We get kicked out of the FA Cup again. Southampton, well done to them.
Yeah.
They're now out of it. Man City are through. But again, there's no money in it anyway.
Oh,
okay. So you're not interested in silverware? Just money. I had a debate on a channel on a Monday night, right? This guy, and I said, "So you're interested in getting money?" And he said, "Of course, you know, it helps the club, right?" I said, "Okay." So all those trophies, FA Cups we've won over the years, and the fact we've won the most of them, don't matter now. It's not important. No more than the bin. Take all them banners down at the Emirates, all of them ones from 1930 all the way through, because it's not about, it's about money. I said to him,
Jeff,
how much money do you actually get yourself from? As a fan, how much money are you actually getting out of this? You're getting nothing. I said, because actual fact, if you look at it, this year they put up the season tickets 4%. You've got to pay more money. I don't understand them. I'll leave it on that one.
Yeah, I get that. Good evening, Jeff. Welcome to the channel.
Evening, buddy. My volume's not too loud, is it? It's not coming through.
Yes, it's very, very loudly coming through, I'm sorry to say.
Is that all right now?
That's better, yeah, because I can watch it and then listen to your commentary at the same time, so I know what goes on.
Sorry, buddy. Evening to everyone.
Good evening, Darren.
By the way, Jeff.
What's that? Sorry, Jess?
I like your narrowboat.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Okay, I've been watching that. It's a bit of a dream of the wife and I once, years ago. We were talking about having a narrowboat. Never happened. Won't happen now. But you'd know all about this. I've been watching this. There's 3 YouTubers doing everyday videos of the Llangollen bridge canal thing.
Oh, yeah.
Fascinating watching it, the engineering. Absolutely bloody fascinating.
Yeah, they are. It is the engineering in the canals. It is amazing. The way the locks and everything work. You think how old they are. They're all hand dug. Crazy. But I know this is not a narrowboat channel.
Good evening, Gavin. Good to see you as well. Good evening to Matt Rain as well. Lads, just came in to say hello. Drop my like. Max Villa letting the football world down 100%. They're giving a bit more fight now. Look at that Vicario. Look, and he's on loan for them as well. Jesus, and he's giving it a go. Jeff obviously said he'd be in there. Obviously, Brendan saying evening. Mia saying if West Ham go down, there's going to be a massive queue for Fernandes, and that's an understatement in itself.
Come on.
I think PSG is one of those that are talking about getting hold of this player. Because as it was alluded to by our owner, beginning of the season, we're £104 million in debt and we've got to sell players.
You know.
And then suddenly they find 47 bags out of nowhere and that and get Tatty and Pablo. But yeah, make that one up. Michael Blees says, we need to spoil Rice's trophy until we stand a chance now.
Fucking hell, I watched a bit of their game yesterday. Don't fancy next weekend much. Yeah,
I mean... Funny enough, I was listening on the radio because I was working, and basically they said this is the best they've seen Arsenal play yesterday. Did you do the watch along for the game views?
No, I didn't. But me and Shane jumped on straight after. I was in. But yeah, no. As I was saying to Jeff, to Jez just off screen. Great first half, best 45 minutes I've seen us play. Second half. You know, we kind of guarded up a little bit, but we earned the right. We earned the right to do that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it still wasn't like we were still kind of doing bits where, you know, other times you've seen us play, we've gone 1-0 up and then we just start, you know, being scared and timid and trying to protect the lead. It didn't look like that. You know, they was trying to keep the pace up and things like that. So no, it was good. It was good. It was very, very good. But what I always say on my channel is every now and again we'll get an anomaly performance and it will be like that. Your Real Madrid, your PSBs, your Man City's 5-1, and then the exact game after that, punch drunk. Do you know what I'm saying? Absolutely rubbish. So we've got Atleti on Tuesday. Let's see if they can continue playing like that, and then we might have something to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's hope so. I mean, is it Bentancur gone down? Is it there, Jeff?
I was just laughing at I think it's that Lang. And they had a picture of him going like that. He looked like the fella off of fucking Austin Powers, you know.
Mini-me.
Like that. It just made me chuckle.
$1 million, yeah. Mini-me.
I'm just seeing
big up Shane and Rashid. Sorry, guys. Big up Shane and Rashid for the raid. I've just turned the comments on and I've seen that, man. Let me just
nice.
give them a shout for that.
Big up to AC. He's saying evening, guys. And Matt's also saying, I would like to take any league Upton Park, but you don't move us by lying about greatness and win a cup that didn't exist. Only one left. Sullivan out, scum out. 100% on that. Where big up to Sam Hitwell. West Ham are going to be so up for next week's game. Well, we'd like to think so, but then we have a manager called Nuno, and he loves to do shit ass things. And looking at the lineup yesterday, and that I don't think. I mean, Jeff, just put this to you: why did Pablo stay on for 90 minutes?
What were his other options? So, if he leaves Tatty on, that's the option, isn't it? Leave Tatty on and take Pablo off. But I think he took Tatty off to protect him a little bit. He was losing his head a little bit. He was very, very frustrated, understandably so. I think you could have easily had a first half hat trick, right, on another day. Not to be. He was getting increasingly frustrated. He threw himself in on, I think, Lewis Potter, didn't he? He picked himself up a yellow card. And I think his thinking was, can't afford to lose him. So he swapped him out. And then what are his other options then? So what he did, he switched Bowen inside, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Brought Adama on, who actually I thought did quite well in an attacking sense. Often doubled up on, and yet still managed to get a couple of crosses in and one thing or another. So what was the other attacking option if you take Pablo off? And he's chasing the game in. He left a so-called striker on. We'll do it. We'll call him that loosely because, I mean, if he's not going to score the chance he scores, he fails to score when he's clean through after 5 minutes. He's not going to get a better chance than that all season, I doubt. But I think that was the logic. I think he did the same with Somerville when he took Somerville off because Somerville was on a booking and he just got in a bit of a scuffle there with Jensen and one thing. And he thought we can't afford to lose Somerville here. The game's gone. Pull him off.
Fair enough.
So that's my thoughts on it. I mean, other people in the chat and yourself might see it completely different way, but that's kind of that's all I could think of.
No, it sounds a fair comment because I didn't watch the game because I was working, but listening to the Mavropanos disallowed goal, as I say at the Jez and reviews, by all accounts it should have stood. So it's one of those. That's the defining factor. Then we hit the forward work 4 times. It's one of those games, isn't it? At the end of the day,
I think it was a little bit. The first half was absolutely meant. It could have been 3-4, just about anything at half time. To be honest with you, I mean, we had a plethora of chances, but for half an inch here or there, maybe we score a couple of goals, right? But they could have easily scored 3 or 4 themselves on another day as well. So it was a bit of a mad first half, I thought.
I think because it's Michael Pleaser says that Hermansen suddenly developed T-Rex arms because it seemed like for one of the goals he could have done better. But
I thought the third goal was absolute catalogue of errors myself. Wan-Bissaka ambles out to Lewis Potter. He's got to close him quicker. Traore, for as well as he did going forward, he's absolutely sleeping on the edge of the own box there. Damsgaard steps inside and he sort of passes it into the net. And I think maybe Hermansen should have done a little better with it as well. So, a number of errors for me, in my opinion. But again, everyone sees it differently. So I'm sure if there's people in the chat who don't see it quite the same, they'll soon get their comments in and challenge my views.
Matt's saying, obviously, Arsenal lads, hands on your heart, you're going to win the league, he's saying there. So respect to you guys for that, he's saying. He's also off as well. Big up to Rob Future. He's saying, evening, guys. Big up all. And obviously, Frayland saying, big up the views, Jez and Tony. Big up to you as well. Luca talks Arsenal. Big up you. Okay, guys. We're not doing too bad, mate. Not doing too bad, apart from watching this shower that's on the TV at the moment. Shane Rashid Radar, obviously on Jez channel, so big up for them for doing that as well. Yeah, Fraley's doing the same. Big up to Prone. Big up, he's saying as well. Michael B says, Lincoln away. Allay. There we go. We're going to.
We've been giving it out. We're going to get it all now.
Oh, mate. That's the thing. Yeah. Mia saying that. Shane Rage Kawaja, good to see you as well.
Yeah.
And he's welcoming Shane and the Raiders.
Come on, Villa.
Budgie there. Evening all. Sorry I can't make it into the studio. Just looking after my granddaughter for a bit. Not a problem at all, Budge, but thanks anyway for letting us know that as well. Big up to PT Guna.
Big up PT.
And there's the Kawaja saying subscribe to the channels.
Oh,
Good there. Big up to Benji. Big up to Brenny K as well. Evening, gents, to the world-class chat. Shane and Rashid Ray Bell and also Kawaja saying 15 likes so far. Keep smashing the likes, everyone. And obviously, don't forget, the links will be, or the description for the channels will be in after this. So make sure you go over to their channels, give a like, share, subscribe, hype as well if you like what you see from these.
I'll just say,
all the
Cody,
great stuff.
I can't see the chat too well because I've got my TV glasses on, so I'm not ignoring any of the comments. And hi to everyone in the chat. If anyone said hi to me in there, I haven't seen it, but when the game's finished, I'll get my other glasses on.
Good evening to Stephen Spraggs. Good to see you. It's been a while. Sorry to be the prophet of doom, but Arsenal game will not matter. We are toast. He's saying basically. I think that's a lot of people are saying that this game today could be the deciding factor of actually West Ham actually staying up, which will be probably what we've deserved. Because I think we've said before, considering when we've taken leads in games with Nuno, we've squandered 20 points. Which would have been safety. Would have been safety.
Prime. He's been doing a prime Arteta tone, like you're 1-0 up and you're trying to protect it, and then I've seen him, try and then take a defender off to put an attacker back on after you've just put a defender off. Like it's just mental. But I'm not gonna lie, I really thought we weren't even be in this position. And I've already said as well, so I'm going to come back on there in the summer. I don't know, end of the season. I'm giving away a West Ham top because of the point that you took from Man City. And then it's like you're going to throw it down the pan because you're not even going to be in the bloody... I hope not anyway. I bloody hope not.
Tell me, man. Tell me about it. Good evening, Ray. And he's saying good evening to everyone. Jeff saying off she again. Shane Ray, good there. Prime saying man like views. Darren Martin saying it's a low down dirty Shane Ray. Brilliant. Rome saying get the likes up, and obviously big up to Jez, Tony and Views, legends of the panel on the chat. Good evening, everyone. He's saying getting the Stam hit well, extended playoffs next year. West Ham should be fine if they go down. That's all right then. More in the front. Yeah, me. Freddie saying big up Tony Views and Jezza. Obviously they'll see Jeff and they'll be saying their part there as well. Obviously, don't say big up the Jez. James Lamprey, good evening, Jez and Views, Tony.
Yeah, man.
Big up, James.
Pro saying, love that manager song that Shane made. Manager song, we'll have to have a look at that then. Michael B says, coming back up is hard when you lose 75% of your players, because this is the thing, as I said earlier, considering they're saying about the amount of money we're in debt of, you could see certain players definitely being moved on. Fernandes is obviously one of those. More than likely, it could be, Somerville. Bowen, I know there's a few teams would love to take Bowen, but I don't know, considering his age now, would you, as Arsenal, would you take Bowen?
No. Not for me, not now. We've look, no disrespect at all. He's been a great player for you boys, but the way I'm looking at it with rose tinted glasses, if Arsenal win the Premier League, right, which it looks pretty much that could be it now, unless Arteta does something completely stupid, which he could. We all know what he's like.
Yeah.
And we've got a good shout. I think we'll beat Atleti on Tuesday night. That'll put us in our second ever Champions League final. So if we were to actually win both of those, then we've got to be looking respectively at a higher level. And that means we've got to be going in for the big players, Alvarez's and all these type of players. Whether we do that, I don't know. But that's where I'm looking at it anyway.
I've got a question for you, Jez, on the back of what you've just said there. And I know that you're not a fan of Arteta, but if he was
Hughes
to
loves him.
deliver, yeah. But if he was to deliver Champions League and win the Premier League title, would that change your views on him, or
Well,
would you?
of course, I've got to give the man credit where credit is due. The Champions League and the Premier League in one season is a massive achievement.
Yeah, huge.
And I've always said, if he proves me wrong, I'll be the first one to turn around and say, I got it wrong. I got it wrong. Look, I don't hate him as a person. I've never met the man. I never will meet the man. I don't really want to meet the man. But I just think he's taken too long. And if he wins, Jeff, the Premier League and the Champions League, then what can he go on and do next?
What if he falls on one? What if you just win one of them? Would that satisfy you still?
If he wins, right, let me put it this way. If he wins the Champions League, I'd say stay for another couple of years because you've got another option. If he wins the Premier League, right, I'd say, nah, sorry, mate, you've got to go. Let's get somebody else.
Okay.
What about you, Views? The same question from Jeff.
Harsh. It's harsh.
Yeah, no, but it is what it is. I like, just saying I don't hate him. I actually do. There's nothing about the guy I like. Honestly, there's nothing about him I like. Not how he looks, not how he talks, not what he says, not how he treats the players, not his in-game management. I can go on and on and on. He's been there. We're actually we're the start of May now. So next month is sick. We're halfway through the year. So in December, 7 years, 1.3 billion spent, and sweet FA to show for it. You won the FA Cup in his first 6 months, then he started spending money. The first checkbook manager ever to fail. So no, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite because my standards are winning trophies. I haven't liked throwing away the League Cup every year, the FA Cup. I haven't liked that at all because you tick over when you're not winning the big one. So look, if he wins both of them, even if he wins one, they're majors. So I'm not going to say get out. You'll get another 12 months and then you've got to tick over. You've got to keep winning because you've not just got it. I don't know anyone. I don't know about you, gents, but I don't know anyone that's still on probation after 7 years nearly. It just don't work. It just don't work in any walk of life. But yet our fans still treat him like he's just walked through the door. So no, there's nothing about him that I like. I don't like how we play football, but I'll accept it this season if you win. That's the only way I'm going to accept it. And if you don't, then I'll see you later. Even if you win, like I said, I'll give you 12 months. And let's see if you can keep ticking over.
The thing is, Views, that's you've just made some good points there, right? I agree with you. I hear you, right? But the thing is, if he won the Champions League, the first Arsenal manager in history to win a Champions League, so you've got to give the man credit for it. Now, I totally agree with you about the style of play. It's too inconsistent. I'm not qualified to talk about yesterday. I haven't watched the game yet. But I will probably later tonight, and I'll be able to see. Oh yeah, okay. What I saw was very good in the first half. What I've been told, second half, bit different. But I do agree with you, mate. It's way too inconsistent. 1 week we play absolute dog crap. Like example, League Cup final, we were shit.
Yeah.
One of the worst cup finals I've ever watched in my life as an Arsenal fan. But Arsenal have been in, apart from West Ham, 1980. Ouch. But, it's things like that I find it inexcusable. If you can't get your team up for a bloody League Cup final, right? We haven't won one since, 93? Right? Yeah, we lost to Luton in the meantime. We lost to Birmingham in the meantime. And yet we can't get up for that one. That to me is a kick in the bollocks. That's where he frustrates me. And all the money, all that money, and still bought shit players.
Yeah, he'll definitely get credit. I'm not saying I wouldn't credit him. He's the manager. We haven't won anything in 22 years. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I ain't got 22 years to wait again. He'll definitely get credit for that. But the kind of credit that certain individuals want, I'm not saying you, Jez. We all know who we're talking about. Winston, Dan, and some of these other guys, right? I'm not going to give that to you. He's not my messiah. There's lots and lots I don't like about this, but yeah, I will give him credit if you win, because that's all I've been asking anyone to do for this club. Just be serious, just tick over. That's what Liverpool done. They went 30 plus years with no title, but they were ticking over cups, Champions Leagues, things like that. So yeah, no, absolutely, he'll get, if he wins, especially if he wins,
Come on.
definitely get credit. But you know, like I said, you've been here for this long. It's not going to be credit like Slot, for instance. You just come in and won the league in the first season, you know. And even Liverpool fans want him gone now. So no, he'll definitely get it 100%. But I still don't believe he's the man to go on and do it for year and year and year.
You know the thing with Slot though, everyone was raving about him because he came in and he won the league in his first season. Didn't really make any additions. He's basically did what Arteta did with your FA Cup win, really, hasn't he? Like come in with someone else's team and just got them over the line, and they were impressive last year, winning the league. But now it's his team, really in his image, and it hasn't been a great defence, has it, of their title?
Fair point.
That's very true. Very true. James, good evening, mate. How is your good self?
No, I'm fucking devastated, mate. It's over.
Yeah. Well, right. I mean, look, there's you know, let me before you crack on with that. There's a couple of comments I want to show you, which are probably get your blood boiling just a little bit more. I mean, if you look at it, you know, someone's put here, look, Rob Future, Emery wants a trophy. He knows Champions League is done. Places the people don't matter so much because they have qualified in that respects, their positioning. Yeah. You also got Darren Sullivan. Villa don't look interested. Definitely in the first half, they were nothing like that.
Awful.
But this one from Mia is the one that has got me thinking like this when I first saw how Villa played in the first half, and it's this one. Does anyone think this game could be rigged in terms of the Premier League can't afford one of the so-called Big Six to be relegated?
Nah, ain't mate. It's us.
I agree.
It's us. It's no one else. It's us. When you drop 20 points from winning positions, you deserve to go down.
Absolutely.
And the issue is, I've had enough of West Ham fans keep making fucking excuses. Do you know what I mean? The excuse is we've got a cunt in charge of an owner who's no good. We've got a manager who's the most negative manager known to man, but everyone praising him up like he's the fucking messiah. And we've got a team which is like Jared Bowen FC. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And listen, right, I'm fucking heartbroken, mate. I've been sitting here crying my eyes out. And I'm not even afraid to fucking admit it. Because Sullivan's destroyed this club.
Yeah.
And it's over. Arsenal will go through us next week. I know what's coming. We're going to get rolled about three or four, I reckon. He's going to try and sit in a low block. It ain't going to work. They're going to score early. They're going to go through us. We're going to go to Newcastle and it's done. And Spurs will go to Chelsea. If they play like they played tonight, they relegate us at Chelsea. Yeah. Or if they don't relegate us at Chelsea and we somehow put out a fucking miracle out of our arse, they will relegate us against Everton. Yeah, West Ham are now chasing, right? And we've got a manager in charge that's negative, right? How are you supposed to win games with a negative manager? Got no fucking chance. Do you know what I'm saying? And the thing is with me, Tone, you've known me a long time, mate. I've been calling this for years. I knew it. I knew that geriatric old cunt would fucking put us in the ground. And I was screaming it from the fucking rooftops. But tonight I'm just... Yeah, I'm done. I'm done, mate.
And you can understand it as well. I mean, like, you know, just watching out of the first half, especially, we were saying before you came on, James, you got the Villa fans, you know, booing the players, being mortified with what they're seeing in their own team, etc. And then suddenly in the second half, they're trying to turn up, but Spurs are being resolute. You know, they've got the lift, haven't they? They're 2-0 up in a game they're comfortable in now. Villa's allowed them to get like this. And, yesterday's game, it was a mixture. We could have got something out of it. We didn't. Brentford, capitalised on that. And
it's our own fault. It's our own fault. And the thing is, right, I'm more angry at the fact that, like, the way the season's gone. And what it is, if someone would have told me on January the 4th, after the Forest game, West Ham would be here, I wouldn't have believed them. Yeah, but to be dragging it out the way we have, yeah, and being nearly there, and then in the end we ain't going to be there. Right, it just isn't. We're going to have to win every fucking game, right? And we ain't winning every game.
Yeah.
Spurs are a point ahead. They're technically 2 points ahead with the goal difference. They would have to lose every game. We'd have to win every game, and it's just not going to fucking happen. Do you know what I mean? Unless we put out something and they bottle it against Leeds, right? I just can't see it. Not the way they've played tonight. It's a completely different fucking team that I've witnessed.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you play teams like Bournemouth at home, Palace away with a makeshift side, you go to Brentford and you put in half-assed performances, you get half-assed teams, and at the end of the day, I'm devastated. Inside, I'm dead. I'm hurt. Yeah, and it's coming out of my eyes and everything. Yeah, but for me, right, I love this club. I love West Ham United Football Club. Right, but I feel like the owner, who we've all been on to for a long time, has won. And that kills me more than anything, mate. Like the owner, it's the owner tone. We've been
I know
saying it for
you've never liked him from day one.
right. He's killed the club, and that's what it is. He's killed the club. Do you know what I mean? I want the Arsenal fan. The Arsenal was Jez and like my guy in the top right there. Yeah, don't worry about. Yeah, don't worry about fucking Sunday, mate. You will beat us 100%.
Can I just jump in there, Jake, man? You know, you've just
Big old Damien
warmed my heart in the fact that you are a true fucking fan. It's breaking your heart, and I can only remember really losing to cup finals, and of course when Arsenal nearly got relegated in '74. And what I'm seeing here right now, and I feel your pain, is true passion, the love for your club, the love for the badge. And I actually hurt for you. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and I hurt for you.
It's their own fault, though, Jez. And what it is...
Not as a fan, it ain't.
Yeah, but what it is, it's our own fault because we should have been on to Sullivan a long time ago. And this was dragging. The moment Moyes left the club and he brought in Lopetegui, everyone should have been thinking, right, we've got to get him out now. But it's dragged. What it is, we're slowly starting to get him out. People are very easy to say, oh, you know what, right? Don't matter, we're going to the Championship for a year. But they don't realise what's coming. We're still got no fucking money, right? They're going to have to get rid of everyone. Like, the Championship is a harder league than the last time we was in it. We're going to be in a half-empty stadium. Right, do you know what I'm saying? This is, yeah. And I'm more concerned about the future of West Ham. Like, listen, right, whether West Ham are in League Two, doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? But right now, I can't believe that we've let it go. We just let it go. We're just literally, we've been in. It's like you're in pole position, right? And then just come up the arse and just fucking done us at the end. Do you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, it's a killer, mate. It's hurt me, this one, because it's Sullivan that's hurt me, right? And Tone knows this. I've been saying it for a long time. If we don't sort Sullivan out and we don't get onto the case with him, he's gonna send West Ham into the Championship, and I think he has. I think he's done it, if I'm honest.
We've had too many chances, haven't we, to get ourselves out of it? We've had them, and every time we've had the opportunity, we've kind of turned it down. And I wasn't sure that we were going to win at Brentford yesterday, but I really thought we'd get a point out of it. Even that wouldn't have been enough. Spurs would have been above us if they'd have put in this performance and won. But I thought we'd got a point yesterday, but we've got beat, and now they've seized their opportunity now, and we're really on the back foot. I don't know if we've got to win every game. I don't know if it's quite as terminal as that, but.
See, ironically,
Spurs have played really well tonight.
They have today, yeah. I mean,
and Villa have been poor, by the way.
But they've been shocking.
Spurs have played well.
Yeah, they have.
I mean, ironically, like James, but the Chelsea is the one that's going to relegate us. Whereas if you look at some of the Spurs channels, they reckon Chelsea is the one that's going to relegate them. So it makes sense of that.
Not
I mean,
now. They'll be fucking singing
Yeah,
from the
they'll
rafters.
be.
oh mate, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Man, dopamine to the gills. I just can't believe it's gone like this, and I'm really upset because I know the dynamic. Usually, West Ham. I know a lot of West Ham fans, and generally they don't really like Arsenal. And fair play, but I actually really like your club. I've worked there millions of times. I've done the Mark Noble testimonial. I think it's a night. Like, I want you guys to stay up. Do you know what I'm saying? This is like a massive blow to me as well, because just like what E20 was saying about West Ham and being let down by the owners, you can say the same thing for Spurs, you know, for a club that size to even be in this position as well. So for me, it would have been much better to see them go down, and I'm really upset that we've got to play you in this running, because we're obviously trying to win the league. You're trying to stay in it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not one we can sit there and say, I don't want to win it. Of course I bloody do. Do you know what I mean? So it kills me that we even have to play each other in this running. Yeah,
it's our own fault, though, mate. That's what it is. It's
Yeah, it is.
what it is that when you keep fucking about, eventually you're going to get done. And what it is this season, we've got done. I've got done on numerous occasions. I think what it is with me, the reason why I'm so emotional, because for the last 4.5 years, I've been saying about this owner, right? And the owner, I always said the owner will put us in the ground in the end. That was my words, yeah. And I feel like he's won, and I feel like that he's succeeded in doing exactly what I believed he was going to do in the first place. So really, like, it'd have to be a miracle. I know what Boney and Andy's saying, but I do think we have to win every game. I think it's because they're a point ahead. They've got 2 points with the goal difference. Like, can I see them losing against Leeds at home? No. Right, I can't. Not now. They've got back-to-back wins. They're buzzing now.
Yeah,
we're playing yous.
Could see a draw though.
Maybe,
yes,
maybe, but like, it means fuck all if we don't get nothing against Arsenal, which I can't see it. If I'm honest,
I agree, James. What I'm saying, I could see a draw against Leeds. I could see them losing at Chelsea, and then it comes down to the Everton game. So we've got to win. We've got to win 2 games out of 3.
I mean,
for sure. I think we definitely need to win 2.
It's a question for all of us, really. You know, I'd love to hear all of the opinions on it. Yeah, it is. Do you think selling the bullion ground, right, and moving to the London City ground, or whatever you bleeding call it, right? To me, that's where you sold your soul. And for me, when we moved out of Highbury, we sold Arsenal. And we've never been the same since.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah.
I think it's greed, money and it's all right saying we're moving out of our grounds and we're going to sell the ground to do whatever, make money out of it. But from what I'm seeing at West Ham, and I've got a lot of look. I mean, I love West Ham. I have an affinity with them, and it's historical. But I think that's where football's gone to rat shit now. Can you imagine Newcastle United moving out of St James's Park?
Exactly that.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine Liverpool leaving Anfield? Can you imagine Man United leaving Old Trafford? It took Man City fucking years to get back to football when they left Main Road.
True.
And
absolutely.
I think this is what kills football.
That's a great point. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one quick one here for Jeff. We'll come back to that, Jeff. Jonas. Brendan's asking you, Jeff, what's on your T-shirt? Look like you've been stabbed.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, I thought as the sun was going down on our Premier League existence for another year, I thought I'd wear my sunset T-shirt.
Oh, man. Because this is the thing, Jez. I mean, you're not wrong when you think about, from you moving from Highbury to the Emirates and given the same promises, like us leaving the bowling ground and being told by the ownership that, we're going to have Champions League football. You're going to be in the seats and right next to the pitch like you are at Upton Park. And you've got to put 50 pence in the chair and that to get your little binoculars out to make sure you can see what the players are doing.
Yeah.
Track going around there.
you know, and it's them kind of things. I mean, you know,
Oh,
and
that's
again, we're talking about Spurs. Spurs are the instigator of kind of us not getting the London Stadium, along with Mir Khan and Barry Earn, because obviously at the end of the day, they all moaned because they wanted the ground.
West Ham, that is.
You know,
Point
and,
is to score, but it's a little too late.
So I've been, funny enough, this thing of this do I was at yesterday, I chatting to a guy. He's a member of our family. I didn't know he was a West Ham fan, but respectfully, we had a great chat, great debate, and he said to me, "Have you ever been to the new West Ham ground?" I said, "No, I have not." I went. The only time I've ever been there was the Olympics, which it was built for.
Yeah.
And he said, he said, "Did you ever go to the bowling ground?" I said, "Yeah, many, many, many times." And it was a fantastic atmosphere. Loved it. But he said, "Well, the atmosphere at this place is shit." I said, "Well, it's no different from Highbury at the Emirates. I hate the Emirates. That's why I don't go there. It's a shit atmosphere." And I was chatting to him. I said, "Look," and he's probably half my age, this guy. And he was saying, "Yeah," he said, "I think football's dying." I said, "Tend to agree, mate. Tend to agree with you." It's all about money now.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, as you know, James has never set foot inside the London Stadium.
Fucking looks like I never will now. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've got to laugh at it. It's just, you know,
man,
it's a shame. That's all it is.
I didn't realise they've actually Villa got a goal back, but too late.
It's full time.
Good header though.
Too late, though, isn't it?
What pisses me off, right? For the Spurs fans, they should be fucking kicking off. Like, what do you mean you just turned up? Like, because even though it looks like they're playing well and they might go on to keep this score, you know, like, why is it taking them so long? And then obviously for you guys, because it looked like you guys were all right, and then all of a sudden, like James said, you've been dragged back down into it, man, and it's heartbreak, man. Honestly,
it is. Well, look, I mean,
where James is right though is we've missed our opportunities. We had our chances to keep ourselves out of it and move away from it, and we didn't take them. We spurned the chances every time. Now it's coming and biting us in the ass, right?
That's what it is, yeah.
I mean, for me, you know, my one, it still kind of sticks in the back of my throat is the Bournemouth game. You know, being 2-0 up and hooking a striker off who was enjoying himself. Could have had an hat trick.
He'd have got a hat trick that day if he'd have stayed.
He did, and that's the thing, Jeff. He would have got an hat trick. We know full well he would have done, but hook him off for 56 minutes and go defensive for the remainder of the fucking game. That is.
So the thing is, right. So the thing is, I just see it on social media. I've tweeted it out about an hour ago because when that second goal went in, I was in bits, and even tonight I'm trying to hold it together because I'm angry, right? And you know what I mean? Cause I feel like this has been coming for a long time. I think everyone's been naive. The only thing I will say is that there is nowhere to run for this fucking owner now, time. No. There is nowhere to run now, and that might be the blessing in disguise. And I can take going the championship for a year if it means Sullivan's out the door. And once he's gone, and you get an owner in who's ambitious, who's got the vision, who's got the sort of desire to be a West Ham owner, then I can sort of accept it slightly to a point. Like it cushions the blow. Do you know what I mean? And there was people tonight blaming Villa, and I said, don't blame Villa. Blame the 20+ points that we've dropped all season. Do you know what I mean? So
I was disappointed with the Villa team tonight. Certainly disappointed.
Yeah, very much so.
Performance, right? But
that first half performance.
What Emery's doing is doing what he thinks is the right thing for his club, right? For his priorities. And if we were in that position, we'd be expecting our manager to do exactly the same thing, right? If he's prioritising Thursday night and the chance to get to a European final over a league game where they're pretty comfortable, they're going to qualify for the Champions League either way. We'd probably expect our manager to do that. It just happens that it affects our team so badly that, you know, we're probably all annoyed about that. But it kind of is what it is, isn't it?
It is. But
and I agree with James. It's not tonight what's put us in the fucking shit.
No. Absolutely.
It is tonight what put us in the shit, but overall, it's much more than that, right?
It's us that's put ourselves in the shit. That's the truth of it, Jeff. But I will put. I've left this one up from Michael Blees because I was talking to Jez and Views earlier about this, and he's this here 2 blatant penalties turned down also. So there's one that should have been given yesterday, and obviously the Everton one where Pickford, if he caught him a little bit lower or a little bit higher kind of thing,
We were
that could have
lucky
been
though
an ankle
against
breaker.
Everton not to give away a penalty as well. We've got to remember that.
I mean, look, but for me, Jet, when you look at that one, unless you've got X-ray vision and Fernandez can see through the player to see where the ball was.
Well, it was an accidental. It was he accidentally slipped his hand there, so you're allowed to do that, aren't you?
Yeah, but the thing is, right? The thing is, it happens at every club. Don't get me wrong, the decisions yesterday were bad, right? They were bad, but I don't really look at the decisions. I look at the way we played. And I thought for 25 minutes of that game in the first half, we was pretty good. Like, we was having a go, we was trying. The second half was embarrassing for me. And I'm going to say it, Nuno's a problem. He always has been. He always will be. If someone said to me right now, you're going to get relegated, Michael Carrick might be leaving Manchester United at the end of the year. Go and fucking get him out of United. Do you know what I mean? If you want to go, like, if he leaves Manchester United and he's looking for a job, he's an ex-West Ham player. He understands the club. He understands it with the youth and everything. He would be the one.
Good manager as well.
I just feel. Let me just sum this up for you before I make a move. Right? And you're going to laugh at this. The 10th of May, 2016 was the last time West Ham played at Upton Park. 10th of May, it will be the last time West Ham play Arsenal. So just like put that in your head. And that's 10 years. So the 10-year plan of West Ham has been leave Upton Park, go on a run, and then end up getting relegated. Like, and the problem is, I think it's fear with a lot of people, especially me. I am worried that if we could do a Leicester, we could drop and then we could drop again, and then we could be sort of going down the leagues. That's where it worries me a little bit, because I'm not that arrogant. I don't think West Ham automatically come up straight away unless Sullivan's at the door. If Sullivan leaves, if someone said to me right now, Sullivan's leaving at the end of the season, James, you have a new owner for the start of next season, I'd be like, let's fucking go. Right. Now you're talking my language, because I know a new owner won't muck about. They will do by the best in class, get the best manager for the job, and get us out of that situation. The issue is we haven't got that, and he's still here, and I think the protests will be up now more than ever. Do you know what I mean? Right, listen, gentlemen, I'm going to make a move, but you got me hands, got me heart. Yeah, take it easy. All the best.
As usual, James. Cheers, mate.
I need to do the same. Man. It's been a pleasure, though, guys. I need to go down to Mumsy. Have a great evening, Jez.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, man. Have a great one, man. Thank you for having me, guys.
We'll be in contact, yeah. Pierre Thomas here saying, Jeff, look at this one here. Team for Arsenal game would be Areola, Wan-Bissaka, Mav, Todibo, Disasi, Scholes, Bowen, Fernandez, Souček, Somerville, Pablo.
Get me glasses out.
5-4-1, play for a draw. He'll pick Areola because he can't afford Mads to look bad. Does that make sense to you?
You see, Areola, Wan-Bissaka, Mav, Todibo, Disasi, Scholes. Yeah, I worry about Scholes at left back up against Saka, but I worry about anyone that we're going to put at left back against Saka, if I'm perfectly honest. I think he got turned inside out by Atara there, where he gave away the penalty. Absolutely turned inside out. So I think Saka will terrorise him.
Sorry.
I think Scholes, he came on late in the game. He got a little bit caught out, didn't he? Picked himself up a booking, but we know that he can. I think he's a decent defender, by the way, Ollie Scholes. I'm not slagging him off, but I think Saka would be a bit too much for him to handle. So I worry about that position on Saturday. But yeah, he might easily play a 5-4-1 system. I think I might even advocate it, if I'm honest. I've been trying to think about it in my head. How would you set up against Arsenal this weekend? So I'll give it a bit more thought through the week. But and Areola, I mean, Mads has been a little bit suspect in the last 2 or 3 games, really.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what he was doing going walkabout against Brentford, I really don't know. He absolutely got away with one there. It was crazy. I mean, it's one thing coming out and he didn't put in a great header, but he won the header. But then he decided he's going to, instead of retreating into his goal, he's going to step into midfield and try and act like a midfielder. I know he's supposed to be good with his feet and all that, but that is fucking absolutely crazy.
Not good at all. Not good. James Lamprey said, Jez, the stars aligned for you yesterday. The grass was perfect. No wind. Win the dog. Didn't have diarrhea.
Doesn't get any better than that, does it? Don't get any better than that. And I've just deleted somebody out of your chat who's come across from mine.
Okay, mate.
Spurs fan giving it all the shit.
Okay.
Making him out he's from the Yid Army. He was never in the Yid Army. Fuck off, man.
One of those, yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, Jeff, one for you. Question from Damien. What would you do if Sullivan was sat next to you?
I'll probably wipe him off the bottom of my shoe.
Yeah.
Big up, Andrew.
Yeah.
The first thing I'll be bloody asking is, like, why did you come here in the first place? Fuck me.
I don't know. I think the Championship refs are better.
Well, yeah, I mean,
right, let's be honest. Let's put it on the table. You're not there yet.
No.
Happen, right? You did us 2023, drew 2-2. Right?
Yes. Yep.
So let's not get the coffins out just yet, because a lot of things can happen.
Very true. I mean, you've seen it yourself, Jez, haven't you?
Only a point. It's only a point.
Yep. Agree on that.
Well, we like to say in the title race, but we might just have had it when we played City. That might have been our contribution to the title race this year.
Yeah.
I watched Arsenal, or watched a bit of Arsenal yesterday, and yeah, they were good. They were really good, I thought.
I haven't seen it yet. Jeff,
yeah, it does look good, Jess. It does look good. I mean, like Saka, he's had a chance to recharge his batteries and that. He looked like a new player when you watch the game.
I'll watch it after this later.
Yeah. Colin's saying we should have played 4-3-3. I would have played this against Arsenal, although you go Variolo, Cole Peters, Mavro Disasi, Wan-Bissaka, Magassa, Fernandez, Kante, Traore, Bowen and Somerville. Bit more attack minded.
There's so many problems against Arsenal, isn't there? Because not only have you got to stop the likes of Saka and Gyökeres is going to be a handful, but you look at who we've got up front, who we're likely to play up front, and against Gabriel and Saliba, and I just don't see. Evening, Colin. I don't see who troubles them.
Yeah, this is the problem. Good evening, Stephanie, as well. It's, I mean, the main thing when you look at it, like in Kills now, it's in City's hands. And when you think about, I said this on the Spurs channel last night, for the Premier League, it's great advertising, it's great money making. You got two teams up the top fighting for the title, and you got two teams down the bottom fighting for surviving in the Premier League. For them, it's a money maker. It's a money maker, isn't it?
It's an exciting league this year. It could well go down to the last day for who wins the league, who gets relegated, and who finishes in the European spots. So it's very competitive throughout the league. Some of the football hasn't been the greatest this year, I have to say. From top to bottom. But if you're just like not involved, especially down at the bottom, not involved in it, it's quite exciting league this year. It's not a procession at the top. There's not 3 promoted teams or 3 teams that are cut adrift at the bottom, and that's done and dusted weeks before the end of the season, and a bunch of teams in the middle of the table got absolutely nothing to play for. The bunch of teams in the middle of the table who normally got nothing to play for are all pretty much in with a shout of a European place, right? So it is exciting in that respect.
Yeah, definitely agree on that. I mean, look, Michael Bleak's put here, like, us and Spurs are in this position due to the owners thinking teams coming up go straight back down. But as you can see with Leeds and Sunderland, that's not the case. But it's
Yeah, I
definitely
said
not
it
the
in
case.
someone else's chat the other day. Just that I might have been in Dermot's chat when you were on, and
Yeah,
we're relying on the 3 teams being shit below us, and there isn't the promoted sides haven't been shit this year. Leeds and Sunderland have been decent. This is why I would say I could see Leeds
pick up in.
at least getting a draw at Tottenham, because I know they're safe now and all that. People going, oh, they're on the beach and all that, but Leeds don't strike me as a kind of we go on the beach team.
No.
I think they're going to play to the end of the season. So, yeah, I could see them getting a point at Tottenham, but I don't see us beating Arsenal.
No, I think that's the thing now. I mean, obviously, Arteta's given the rally cry. I think, a draw, you never know, as Jez alluded to. That's definitely could be on the cards.
Yeah, maybe.
We do like to set a title challenge, that's for sure. We've done that over the years. But the biggest problem we've got is this, Jeff and Jez, and obviously people in the chat. The last, we think the remaining games now, we play first, Spurs play afterwards. So the pressure is on you to get a result. They're waiting in anticipation. Once they see that, they can obviously, we slip up, then the pressure's on them to kind of get the remaining games. And of course, a game like this weekend has given them now a lift, because at the end of the day, and that we missed out on, going 5 points ahead of them. And of course, this lot getting this result because obviously a Villa team, and I don't know if it's down to Emery or the players themselves, allowed Spurs to look like prime Brazil kind of thing, the way they've played against them. That's what they're going to think they've done today.
I think he made too many changes. Like I say, he's done it in the interests of his own football club, his own priorities. But when you make so many changes, it disrupts a team, right? And I think Villa got disrupted by the amount of changes.
Even Gary.
I mean, the amount of poor performances out there. Martz and Mings, all of them, the ones that came in were all pretty fucking rubbish, weren't they?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Brendan's made it, and it's a valid point again. We're not in this bad position because of yesterday. 100% is with the 10-game streak without a win that did us.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
Yeah,
that is the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, good point.
Obviously, a lot of people saying they'll take Bone over Havertz and Madueke. Scum of an out. Damien's saying, obviously, there. Mia's saying, don't do what Liverpool did. Win the Premier League and the Champions League and sign Sepp van der Berg and Harvey Elliott. Interesting. But ACG saying Arsenal need to sell a few players though, Jez.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I can think of 5 straight off the top of my head that just aren't the levels. And yeah, for what we're paying them, no, they got to go. Jesus got to go. Havertz got to go. Madueke got to go. That's just name 3 of them. I'm not convinced about Zupermendy. To be honest, I think he's too weak for the Premier League. He'll have a good game, 1 in 5, and that's about it. Yeah, there's players there that we've bought badly, but we'll see, won't we? We'll see.
Yeah. Michael Bleak saying Harry Kane to score the Champions League winner. I mean, God blimey. I mean, that was a game. That's what football used to be, isn't it? Used to. Watching that PSG Bayern game, that in itself.
That was a game.
That's what we used to be used to.
Yeah.
Not like what we see now, that's for sure. Andrew McKay saying Arteta ain't winning anything. Can you imagine that though? I mean, Jez, it's bad enough when you think, 1 minute you're on for the quadruple, then you're on for the treble, now it's the double.
Could be nothing.
Mate, I've seen Arsenal fans and started 3 wheels on my wagon kind of thing, and see if they got the hint, kind of, because at the end of the day, that's the way it could definitely go.
It really could be nothing. I mean,
It could be.
City could win all the games and win the league.
It's 1-1 for Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think either team played brilliant the other night, last Wednesday, to be fair. Atleti to come to the Emirates and actually smash us. Now, from what I've been told, I didn't see the game yesterday live, but I'm told it was a very good first half.
Tom.
And if that's the way we're going to play free-flowing football, I'm told, against Fulham, then that's what we've got to do against Atleti. Now, will we do that? I do not know, because we know what this manager likes to do. He likes to revert to type, and he'll probably have Havertz in there and Odegaard, because that's what he does. But
Simeone's a spoiler as well, isn't he? So he's going to try and spoil the game as well, as much as he can. And on that game, Jez, I've got a question for you. What did you think about the penalties? Because right, and if you want Arsenal penalty, if it's your team, you want the penalty. If it's against your team, I'd say you're disappointed that it's given. Their penalty, I thought, was soft, and then the only real penalty in the game got overruled. So I thought the one on Eze was like, that's a penalty, right? I thought the other two were like questionable, and the 2 questionable penalties stand, and that's my view. So what did you think of it, Jez?
Well, the Eze one, if you actually look at it, right, we didn't see it live on the TV, but if you look at the ones now, he never touched him.
Yeah, that's right.
It looks like it, but when you look at it, he didn't. He didn't touch him. He didn't. He didn't go down his foot. He didn't tread on his foot. So for me, at the time, I won't lie, I thought that's a fucking pen.
Yeah,
that's a pen. But having seen it since, when VAR, which they didn't, if they'd showed that on the camera at the game, and I don't know why they didn't. That's why I think VAR is a waste of time. You'd have said, no, that's never a pen. Right. But that's the controversy, isn't it, in football? You think, and the one thing I will say to you, right, is Gabriel Jesus, seasoned professional footballer. Yeah. Played for a long time. How the fucking hell could he never be onside?
Yeah.
He's onside. Can he not actually watch the line?
Jez, we have that with Tatty. Tatty does exactly the same thing, and it's infuriating. You've got to think, you're supposed to be a pro player, and the one thing you're told, obviously, as a forward, and that is watch the line on that and look for the ball being played through, and you can go from there. But yeah, they're both of a similar vein.
He's got a handout. This stupid offside law we've got now, or they're bringing in the one next year in Canada or somewhere, wherever it is, to the gap, which was always the old offside law.
Yes, that's right.
Clear daylight, right? So all this bullshit, but he's about a yard offside. I think seriously, you do it all the time, man. And for me, for that one, that's not the only reason I want him out. I think he's had his day. That's it. He's done. But he's got the amount of money. He's conning Arsenal a week, and he's awful now.
Yeah.
His time is done. He'd be all right out in Saudi Arabia, somewhere like that, or the Championship, somewhere like that. But he ain't good enough for Arsenal no more.
Yeah. Make you right on that one. I mean, look, this is I just finished this one up here, and there's a couple of comments I've starred as well. And this just shows you how bad Villa were. There was a set that came up as the game was going on there, 80 minutes, and Villa had not had a shot. It showed 0 on target. That's how bad the things were. So, not being funny, fuck you, Villa. Let's hope Forest beat you.
Yeah.
End of.
Yeah. I hope it fucking
Yeah.
comes back and
Yeah,
bites
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Exactly, that's it. Yeah,
Not that we're
absolutely.
bitter or anything.
Yeah, but no, the thing is though, Jim, it goes back to what Mia was saying, and that is it the fact of, because when you look at it, you could easily say, if you were a betting man, for instance, that the whole Villa team suddenly rigged this to make sure that they threw the game away, because that's how it looked, especially the first half. They were absolutely shocking.
They've
know,
lost 3 in a
actually,
row now, ain't they?
So, mate,
They've lost 3 in a row, ain't they?
they've not been. Yeah, their form has been poor.
So
Of
that's
late.
not really the greatest preparation going into the semi-final on Thursday night. A goal down, is it?
Mm-hmm.
To
Exactly.
lose
So,
another game.
I had a guy, a very good old friend of mine, known for years and years going to football, and I was speaking to him because it's June, end of June. It's his 65th birthday, just after mine, and he said to me, we talked about football, obviously, and he said, Jez, he said, if we beat West Ham at the weekend, and they get relegated, he said that'll make up for the 1980 FA Cup final. And I went, no, I'm not looking at it like that. No, I said, no, I don't think that's right. I said, West Ham on the day when they were in Div 2, they were the better team, and you got to take it on the chin. And I said, come on, Paul, let's be honest about it, right? You like West Ham, you've always had a little bit of a soft spot. And he said, yeah, but we got to get a revenge at some point. I said, so you actually want to send down a club of great history against Arsenal back in the day, and they deserved that FA Cup, and you've said for years we didn't, and rather see Spurs stay up. And he said, oh no, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I said, you can't have it both ways, can you? I said,
It's the only times you want to embarrass us. I mean, you fucking spanked us 6-0 in our own fucking backyard the other year, didn't you? You fucking tore us apart at the Emirates. Right. How many times you got to beat us before you're satisfied with your revenge?
I want West Ham to go down. Tony knows. We've debated this many times over the years.
Yeah.
I actually got a little bit. I have got a soft spot for, even though you beat us, and I keep mentioning it, in 1980. Fucking Trevor Brooking, bastard. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, who do I want to go down between West Ham and Spurs?
Yeah, of course, isn't it? It's a no-brainer, really.
Come on. There's only one answer to that one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Wouldn't you miss the North London derby, though, wouldn't you? You'd miss that day, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would miss that day. Yeah, I would miss it. But I'd still love to see them suffering.
Yeah.
True.
I get that as well.
Yeah.
It'd be like pulling teeth out without an anaesthetic, wouldn't it?
Look, just going on some of the answers, when you was asked about Arteta, would you keep him on there? Hendon saying to Prime, if Arteta wins the UCL or the Prem, then I'll give him another season, and he has to win another major trophy the following season, or he's out, and that's a fair comment. But as Michael Blees is saying here, the negotiations are currently ongoing for a new 5 years and £20 million a year.
No chance. No,
That's just that. I mean.
No.
That's not bad though, Jesse. You think about it, you had a business and that, and you think, let's get into a job and that. He's going to pay me £20 million a year and that. It's not going to be productive. It's not going to give me any satisfaction because I ain't going to get anything out of it, kind of thing. But I'll take the 20 million, no problems at all.
Well, cool. Why wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Mate.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, you somebody was offering me, I've retired, and somebody says, Jez, I'll give you £100 a day and come back and basically you're not qualified now as a gas engineer, but you can do the plumbing. I'll say, yeah, but it doesn't matter if you leave a leak every day and flood the house. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is the truth. Yeah.
It.
Canadian, he's saying the same thing. Like, even though we can't be blaming Villa, we're suffering the consequences of timid, ambitious approaches to games. We needed to be braver, and we've said this. We definitely agree on that. James Lattenbury saying Emery been given brown envelopes to bin this one in favour of Europa League. You know, let's hope it, like I said,
Just
yeah. Because, you know,
I don't know. We can bemoan the VAR and the decisions we've been on the wrong end of, and games that we've lost that we shouldn't have lost, and then on the other hand, we've got the games where we've given away points that we shouldn't have given away, and a combination of all of those things means we're where we are now, and we've looked nervous in a few games. I think we got really frustrated against Brentford. I think actually we did all right first half, and I think if we could have converted one of those chances into a goal and gone in at 1-1 or level, whatever, 2-2, whatever it might have been at half time, maybe it'd be different. But that second goal just killed us.
Yeah, I agree on that. I think you're not wrong there, Joe. I think if the Mavro goal stands, I think it changed the whole dynamics of the whole game.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely there. I mean, Pierre Laton, he's in it on there. Look, Villa's performance tonight is worse than any of our performances, and there's an awful lot of shit performances to choose from, which is definitely true.
They were dreadful, though.
Yes, yeah. Do you know what I thought? This could be well rigged. The fucking shambles of the Villa players, disgrace, handing 2 goals, and not being funny. You got to think. Up that way.
Gallagher's goal was a great finish, though.
It was, but it should have never got through in the first place, looking at what I've seen in the replay there.
Well, it's a bit like Javi Simmons' goal against Brighton the other week. It was a fantastic finish, right? But it was off the back of a poor mistake. And really, they failed to shut him down properly on the edge of the box. And he pops a brilliant shot in, scores a goal, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I'm just saying that, you got to think up north, up that way, or middle of the country, you might as well say, money's not exactly the greatest. They've paid good money to watch their team, and they go and put in a performance like that.
The fans look really pissed off with tonight.
Oh, mate, I mean, you would be livid. I mean, if it was West Ham, if it was Arsenal, you'd be livid to make that journey and watch that. Especially when you knew they've literally kind of bent over and let them be Rodgers left, right, and centre in that first half.
Yeah,
true. Hey, Tone, I've got to bounce, Jeff.
Yes, good seeing you again, buddy.
I look forward. I know it's not the right show, but I look forward to more of your narrowboat videos on your channel.
I'll put some up. If there's any interest for people who are interested, I'll put a few bits and pieces of content up there if enough people want to see it.
Big up things.
I think you'll be surprised, my friend. I think you'll be surprised. It's quite a popular thing, that narrowboating job. There's a lady I follow. I've followed her for 3 years now. She's called the Mindful Narrowboat lady.
Oh yeah, I've seen her. I've not watched it, but I've seen her. I know you're talking about.
Very, very good content. Very interesting. And so as always, mate, look after yourself, and we'll chat. I'm sure we'll be chatting next Sunday on here.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
After what happens, and but as always, Tone, man, thanks for having me on.
No, you're most welcome, Jet, and appreciate you coming on as well, mate. It's been a long time, but thanks for coming, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope you have a good week as well.
Well, I'm just going to go off, have something to eat, and then I'm going to watch the game from yesterday, and see what it is about. Because
you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it, mate.
Take care, gents. Take care, chat.
Thank you, mate.
You, Jez. Enjoy the game, mate.
Look after
yourself. Take care. And you. Ta-da, mate. Bye-bye. Gary saying, at least dropping down to the Championship, all the prima donnas with the academy players will show our sprinkle of experienced layers and really play for the. I mean, this is the problem for us as well, isn't it? When you think about it, it's good to see some of the players being put in, but I think like there's certain players that should be played at the right time. Kante should be given more game time. That's the way I see it. And I think you're right what you're saying. To bring Scholes on a game against Arsenal, especially if Saka's on form like he was yesterday. You don't
He hasn't played much for a while, has he?
No, and that's the thing.
Throw him into that game, and I just think it would be a bit unfair on that. I mean, he might come in and have an absolute stormer, right?
Yeah, true.
But true. I think it's a big ask for him.
Silver Gunner saying, to be honest, if Arsenal won against Brentford Wolves, the league would have been wrapped up and West Ham would have had a chance. But sorry, lads, we need to destroy you now for the league. I'd rather hammer the Spurs. Thank you very much for that, Silver Gunner. Appreciate it.
I mean, we were talking a few weeks ago, weren't we? What about if
100%
Arsenal have got the league wrapped up and they'll just roll over because they want to put Spurs down, blah, 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 and they've had a little hiccup.
Big up, bro.
You've stepped up the race. And now they can't afford to even dream about giving away points to us.
Yeah. It's all important there, isn't it? Like I said, this is what makes the Premier League this season. Yes, it makes it. It's better than the season before, where it is all predictable. This season, is definitely it's a two-horse race, top and bottom. And the Premier League, and no doubt people like TNT Sports and Sky Sports are licking their lips over this because they know they're going to make a packet out of this.
The last thing now to compound like an absolutely dreadful weekend for us is for Forest to beat Chelsea tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we've had quite a few game weeks in the last few weeks that have gone really nicely for us. And I was talking a couple of weeks ago, you never know that the point at Palace might turn out to be a good point in the end, but now it's looking like a massive missed opportunity against the team that was put out that day, that we couldn't get over the line and get the 3 points there. It's what it is, right? But we look back at so many games this year with regret about what could have, should have been.
This is the thing, isn't it? Big up Abel. That must be the one he kicked out. Arsenal should have won the league before the West Ham games. Yeah, we get that. Obviously everyone was feeling James's pain, which you could see quite clearly on him.
James really suffering tonight. You can see.
Yeah, you can see that, couldn't you? Absolutely
really
see that.
Yeah.
Big up to Big Caesar. He's saying it as an Arsenal fan. I'm gutted about West Ham. We need to beat them to push for the title, but I don't want to inadvertently do Spurs a favour and relegate West Ham. Double-edged sword for us. And this is the thing. I mean, put it this way, Big Caesar, if you're still hearing that, we've sharpened that sword for you as well, the way we've been. So,
And it could be all over next week, really. If you think about if we lose to Arsenal and they beat Leeds.
Yes.
No coming back from that.
No. I think that's, that will probably be and I think it's one of those, Jeff, you don't want to kind of admit to it at the same point because you still got to have that kind of belief that, there's three games now, we can still get something out of it.
Yeah.
And you want to be like that. But until I mean, not being funny, looking at what you're saying about Leeds, even though if you say like 2 games previous, Leeds were relatively safe. Daniel Farke on the other end, he weren't happy with that. Until I know I'm mathematically safe, then I'll say I'm safe. But at the moment, we've got everything to play for. And shame we haven't got a manager that feels the same way. That would be absolutely excellent. We had that. Pepsi, same thing here. Yeah, Oak Forest put Villa out the cup on Thursday, and it'll be deservedly as well. Absolutely deserved. Rob Future, I think you're not wrong there because I hear this quite often. It'll go to the last day, in my opinion, because I think that's why it's probably being rigged, Jeff. A single solitary point would be enough to kind of send one down. But it's just what one it'll be.
It's entirely possible, and it's looked that way for a long time. But it's getting real crunch time now.
Yes. Yeah, look, I mean, Rob Future's saying there for both. Spurs have got to go to Chelsea, which some Spurs fans reckon that Chelsea could be the one that will send them down. They have a bit more belief now after this.
Yeah, they will.
And obviously, we have to go to Newcastle. And if you look at it,
I don't think they were expecting to win today.
No,
even though they were getting buoyant and saying, "Oh, we can get something out of the game" and all that. I think in their heart of hearts, they probably thought that if they got a draw, it'd be a really good result for them. To go and play all right, Villa were shocking, but to play the way that they did and get the result they've got, they'll be absolutely buoyed. They'll be full of belief. I'm sure their stadium will be absolutely rocking next week when Leeds come to town. I still don't think Leeds are going to just roll over for them.
No.
But the team's going to be emboldened. The fans are going to be emboldened. We've got Arsenal, like you say. We play before them. Imagine if we hold 3 against Arsenal, and now they're going in there, going right. We can really twist the knife. So it's hard times for us West Ham fans.
I think so, mate. I think so. I mean, I was a bit more optimistic until obviously yesterday. That's for me anyway. Michael Blee's obviously asking this question here. It's obviously Sullivan. He used West Ham just like Birmingham bought cheap, asset stripped the club. What do we actually own now? I'll probably say the old gates at Upton Park. That's probably the only thing we still own.
They auctioned them off to someone, didn't they?
Well, yeah, you've still got to set in here. You've still got to set them in the shop, but that's about it.
I don't know. I don't go in the shop.
I only went there
protest. Don't go in the shop. Don't buy a program.
No, I only went in there to have a coffee, mate, before we went into the stadium tour. Other than that, that was it. Thank you, Darren. Yeah, no one's got there. But views, just got to catch up with the chat, obviously. Darren's saying, yeah, look, he's looking forward to this game all day, and I'm fucking fuming the scum of getting away with an easy 3 points. Jesus, man. Getting into Pat Pong, Villa bring out the B team, but we should have gone for the win at Palace.
And there's the thing: we can complain about Villa fielding the side that they fielded tonight, but at the end of the day, Palace rested players against us, and we failed to seize that opportunity against what could be classed a weakened side. So there's the difference in it.
Yeah, very true. I mean, Silver Gunner saying, look, you can beat Arsenal with the nervous hits again against you, Evans. It ain't over yet. We'll have to see in it. We'll have to see on that. Yeah, Damien said he gets more from parachute payment than he bought the club for. Comfortably over double. Yeah, what a rat. They're obviously saying about the stadium. Hate the Emirates till this day. The stadium felt like an eternal curse. Well, I remember, when we first got the London Stadium and seeing fans fighting each other. That in itself, bloody hell.
What I will say is the atmosphere.
Good evening.
In the stadium's been a lot better over recent weeks and recent games. It's really felt like being at football matches again over the last few weeks there, which is nice for a change. And on the ownership thing, I'm not sure Sullivan goes just because we get relegated. That's my worry. I know people are holding on to that thought, if we go down, he'll sell up. I don't think he does. I mean, now, whether he gets forced out of the football club for other reasons that are floating about out there, that might be the only way to get him out. But I don't see him selling the club on the back of a relegation.
No, he's too stubborn, mate. He's
stubborn, and it devalues it too much. And although Damien's right, what he says, I mean, for what he's bought the club for what he values the club at, even if it were a championship side, he would still make absolute bundles on his investment.
100%.
But he's a greedy little prick, and he wants to sell at the top price, and the top price is if you're in the Premier League, isn't it?
Well, as I said earlier, mate, if the rumour's true with Staveley, if she is going to be coming over, and it's only if we stay in the Premier League for one. But how many things, but you got to think, apparently how many kind of offers that this bloke has turned down. Good money as well,
Lots of it is lots of rumours in it.
It is. I mean,
I never comes to anything.
I think there's with this Staveley one, because I remember when she first left Newcastle, she obviously was looking at Spurs, and there was us in consideration, but she favoured Spurs more because obviously they were more enticing, £1 billion stadium compared to, £50 stadium. Yeah, basically.
Well, that's the truth, though, isn't it? In comparison,
it's true, but yeah, I can make you right on that. It is worse to see that, but obviously Enoch said no. We're going it alone. We don't need your kind of investment. Thank you very much. And then you got Sullivan supposed to be turning up. I think we had, was it Red Bull that was going to get the stadium at one point, and then you got obviously Amazon with their kind of so-called deal, and as you said, nothing's come to fruition. I mean, not being funny, look at Trip Smith. He's supposed to have put an offer in the summertime. Did we see anything of that?
It's all just fucking smoke and mirrors. But that Stavely, she's very well thought of up in Newcastle, isn't she?
She is indeed. She is indeed. Because obviously, when you think the fact that if we do go down, for instance, and it's not going to come to us, then there's talks of her going back to Newcastle. But then, as I said earlier, the ownership.
Why would she do that though?
I think if you look at it, you got to remember when she came into Newcastle, she started off with 6% of the club, 6% shares of the club, which then increased to 10% shares. But she was only going to be there for a certain amount of time. She wasn't going to stay there long term. And then, of course, she had the illness. And when she kind of basically left and obviously sold up, she's got a nice 500 million in her back pocket doing bugger all at the moment. So, but PIA, what they've called is, they flew in this week to talk about the club. They pulled out from apparently the golf sponsorship. So everyone thought automatically, they're going to pull out from Newcastle now because obviously they can't do what they're supposed to do. But they're very much in the other way around. No, we're very much going to be here.
They're committed to Newcastle, are they?
Yeah, they're very much committed into Newcastle, and we'll be seeing. I think the only thing they was going to, they was talking about, one of the things on the agenda was obviously is Eddie Howe. Is he going to stay? Is another thing. So I'm not being funny, Jeff. I don't know about you. When they first moved in, being the richest club on the planet, did Eddie Howe fit the bill for Newcastle? Because obviously what they were. But no, he's still there for the moment.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think his job is in danger though, especially the way Newcastle have been performing.
Yeah, not been good, is it?
They've dropped off. And annoyingly for us, they won quite well against Brighton yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, very true. Even Mandy.
Just when we could do with them, keep falling off the cliff and dropping like a stone, they've had a turnaround. I don't know who they've got next. I've got Forest next, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it is Forest, yeah. But then it's like, look, this football talk is done. I'll push on bullying him. Yeah, it's hope so. Not being funny, I mean, the Brighton game yesterday. What was their keeper doing?
I didn't see it.
Have a look at the keeper, Brighton's keeper. He was, I don't know what was going through his head. He goes to chase down the ball. He goes running out to the left of that. He completely exposes his goal. And then he went, and then I think later on in the game, he does another stupidity thing. I mean, we thought our keepers are bad. Whatever happened yesterday, he's either on wacky backy or something because he was literally all over the gaff. Shocking, man.
I watched Match of the Day this morning. Where I said I watched it, I put it on the green button and just watched the West Ham bit.
Yeah.
And what I couldn't believe, they had Joe Hart and Rooney. No one can understand what he fucking says anyway, can they? But doing the analysis. So we got an ex-West Ham and England goalkeeper as a pundit. And at the end of the game, not only do they not look at either of the penalty claims, this just like they looked at the 3 goals at the end of the game and then moved on. Don't look at the penalty decisions, which I thought were definitely worth a conversation. But you got the goalkeeper on there, and you don't analyse the goalkeeping madness that went on in that game. Like, what the fuck's that all about?
Oh, mate, that's when it annoys you, things like that. It really does.
I was like, I can't wait to hear what he fucking says about it. No, time to move on. Well, it's time to move on. So I turned the fuck around. Yeah, I only put it on to watch back to see the coverage on our game.
Look, here's a site we can relate to. Look, from ACG. I went against Bournemouth, and tourists taking pictures of Bournemouth players, and they were in the Arsenal end. How many times have we heard that at the London Stadium?
It seems to be. I mean, Spurs fans complain about it. We complain about it. There's Arsenal fans complaining about it. It's all these massive fucking stadiums, in it? Because I don't think they get them at Palace and
No, I don't
Bournemouth,
think
for example.
so.
Brentford yesterday. I doubt there's very many tourists there.
True. Yeah, absolutely. Clubs like that, that's for sure. Hammer 1975 saying that's a wrap, Hammers.
Yeah, he's probably right.
It could be.
It's not
It
over
could
yet,
be.
but
No.
he's probably right.
Yeah, so away at the Wolves wasn't the best getting spanked. Yeah, with certain
We were like Villa that day. Like Villa were tonight. That was us at Wolves. It was fucking dreadful. Sorry about my language, Tony.
No, it's fine, mate. I mean, Silver Gunners, don't give up, Hammers. You could smack us up, hopefully now. But a few more games, everything can go topsy-turvy. And this is the thing, you know.
There's not enough games now, is there? We're just out of games.
It's down to what is he, you know, is he going to be inspirational like the Derby did with the Spurs fans by being, you know, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to be negative. We're going to be this, that, and the other. You had Arteta doing the exact same thing. We've got to push on and blah, blah, blah.
Well, you look at what Pierre has done at Forest there. I mean, they're taking games by the scruff of the neck, aren't they?
Yes. This is the thing for me. I mean, I did wonder, Vita Pereira going to Forest, was he the right choice considering his kind of background, what he's had already in this league?
Me too. There was a question mark over it for me, but got to give him credit, ain't you?
Yeah, it seems to be, you know, Marinakis has actually got it right for a change rather than kind of like, you know...
he's just done a Sullivan. If it's worked out all right, it's a happy accident, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know when it doesn't, because all they do, they pan the camera over and that. You see the deep red eyes and that, and all of a sudden he's down the tunnel before you know it. You know,
he's a lunatic, isn't he?
God, Jesus! But it's as yet he says it's the passion. That's the thing. It is the passion.
Yeah, he does care. I don't know if he especially cares about Nottingham Forest or he just cares because he fucking hates losing or whatever it is, you know.
Absolutely, this is the thing. Here, look, Pat Pong's put it here. Look, get Potter too long at the start of the season, waiting for Nuno to get sacked because it costs nothing to get in. Sums up Sully and cheap Tati and Pablo as panic buys.
Tati and Pablo, I do think were panic buys. Well, all of that's right. Potter was a disaster. I don't know if we waited for Nuno to get sacked. I think it's a bit like the Pereira appointment. It's a bit of a happy accident that he happened to get sacked.
Yeah.
And he went, oh, well, there's a decent man, and it costs nothing. He's available. We wouldn't have gone and he wouldn't have gone and got Nuno.
No, exactly
out
that.
Of Forest or anyone else out of any other football. He wouldn't have gone. Not that he would have come, but he wouldn't have gone and got Silver out of Fulham or Iraola out of Bournemouth or any other you care to name. Even a foreign manager out of a club abroad. He wouldn't have done it. It's because he was available, so it was convenient.
Of course it was. Yeah, it was an act of convenience, as you said. I totally agree on that. Totally agree. Big up Jose, LTL Cockerel. Evening, lads. He's going there.
Jose.
Got to be happy, Jose, haven't you, with the result there? If you're still in
he must be delighted, bouncing, walking on air.
Oh, absolutely. Forest have 4 losable games: Chelsea, Man United, Newcastle, and Bournemouth. I mean, again,
that's true, but what are we? 33 points behind them. 4 points if you count the goal difference.
Yeah. I mean, minus 19, Jeff. That's.
It's a point, isn't it? At this stage, it's a point for sure.
Yeah, so I would definitely agree on that. Good show for Managerial. She's saying the Fulham manager's contract expires at the end of the season. Marco Silva. Would you
for
take
who?
him?
For us?
Yeah. Would you take him?
Well, he ain't come to a championship to manage us, is he?
Not yet. Anyway.
Okay, we're not down yet, but
yeah,
if you know, I don't want to be on the doom and gloom kind of thing, and I've tried to be relatively positive and believe that. But this weekend's really knocked the stuffing out of me a little bit.
Yeah.
Not quite as much. Not got to me quite as badly as it's got to James.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's really clearly really got under his skin. But yeah, I'm really deflated. I was really deflated after yesterday's game. I sat here in my man cave, just flat as a pancake, and still hopeful that Tottenham wouldn't get anything, or at best a point. And now I've watched that, and yeah, it's really knocked the stuffing out of me. I'll be honest.
Yeah, Matt, we'll play Pablo. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm still going to be optimistic. I mean, things, as you say, as old Jimmy Greaves used to say, it's a funny old game.
Yeah.
It's a funny old game, and you never know, mate. I mean, it's interesting when you think about it. Getting rid of Scotty Parker like they did at Burnley, even though the season's not even finished yet. Because I think if he has stayed,
that seems odd.
It is a strange one for me. I mean, apparently it was mutual consent. That usually,
stuck by him. There's like fuck all left of the season. Just
see it out.
Yeah,
see it out.
It just seems odd.
It does. I mean, for me,
it's inevitable, but just
yes,
odd timing, right?
Yeah, but you say inevitable, is it though? Because when you think about it, if you look, I mean, not being funny, it's like Rob Andrews at Wolves. He's come in and all of a sudden he's changed their style differently. We saw we saw a little bit of fight out of them. And the first thing he said to the ownership, "Yep, we're going down. That's not a problem for me."
Bit different though for him coming in when he came in, and the expectation's not to stay up. I don't know if
of course,
expectation was, but he's been there all year. They're not appointing anyone else, just an interim.
No, what I'm saying.
What's the point?
Where I'm going with this one, with Rob Andrews, the first thing he said, we're going down, but back me, so I can get you back up again. That's the thing there. With the Scotty Parker one, is a little bit strange, because for me, the way I see it like this, if he stayed, and considering how he set himself up against City, they've still got to play Arsenal. If he was there, would he set himself up the same way against Arsenal? Because if he did, that would definitely could have upset the balance towards the end of the season. Now he's gone, I don't think we're going to get the same thing. And I think obviously, this gives the advantage now to Arsenal because of that. But to get rid of him, as you said, with 4 games left to go, I agree with you. See the season out. This bloke got you in the Premier League in the first place.
Well, you're stuck by him now, and you've been gone a long time. Like, the hope for Burnley has been, that candle's been flickering and drowning in a bit more melted wax every week, and that flame's been getting smaller and smaller.
Exactly that.
They were not, if they were going to get rid, they should have done it rewind however far back. And they didn't do it, and they're doomed. Well, they're relegated. So, I don't think he's good enough anyway, right?
No.
I like Scotty Parker. I think he's a good character, and brilliant. We were on your Thursday night show where you did the Green Street Elites and Scotty Parker. I mean, you got nothing but praise for him. But as a manager, I think he does well in the Championship, and I think Premier League is just a step.
Yeah, the bar's too high for him.
Yeah,
I agree on that. I mean, it'd be interesting now.
He's failed. Maybe all right. You look at the teams that he's been with, but he took Fulham down, didn't he?
I think he did. Yeah. So it's one of those, isn't it? But Burnley found his niche. I mean, it'd be interesting to see now with Lampard Jr. Now he's got Coventry up and that, and deservedly. Let's not knock that kind of thing. But again, does it come down to that same old thing? You got to think. Didn't do too bad at Everton, put it that way. Derby did all right there as well.
Yeah.
Coventry seemed to have found his own.
Yeah, tough job, I think, keeping them up, especially if he tries to play the football that they've played in the Championship.
I definitely agree on that. I mean, and will he be able to kind of... Is the Championship more him rather than the Premier League? I think the biggest thing you don't do as a player sometimes is go back and destroy your legacy. And I think he did that by going to Chelsea as manager.
Yeah, he was really undermined there by that Bowley and all that as well.
Oh,
Well, he was
I
only
think any manager.
But I mean, yeah. Gerrard's going to Burnley. Did I read something somewhere? Gerrard's going.
I've heard this as well, mate. Yeah, I've heard this.
Scott Parker, are you going to bring in Steven Gerrard? I mean, even that seems like a bit mad.
Because same old thing, Jeff. Who's free and available? Let's have a look at. Oh, there, Stevie G. There you go.
I don't know. They could have started the season with Scott Parker, couldn't they?
Could have done. But again,
I think you take a club down. You're quite fortunate in this day and age. I think if you take a club down, even if you're a promoted club that's come up and the expectation ain't that high, I think if you go down, you're probably facing the sack, aren't you?
Yeah. Well,
Rob Edwards might have been an exception with Luton, where he brought them up.
Yeah.
They went down and they stuck by him. But I mean, who expected Luton to stay up? Who really expected Burnley to stay up?
This is the thing, mate. I mean, when you look at the Luton situation, hopefully he's learned from that, so he's going to carry that on from there. But interestingly, when you look at the 3 teams that did come up, you look at Leeds, for instance, with Daniel Farker.
Yeah.
They wanted to sack him last season. At the end of the season, they wanted to sack him, and they stuck with him. And look what he's rewarded with him so far. Labrise at Sunderland. I heard something last week. Considering I've never heard of this fella before.
No.
He's got him in the Premier League.
Yeah.
They've passed all expectations of everyone thought they're going to be naturally going back down again, considering their past. But the recent news is, if he doesn't qualify for Europe and that, the owners think they're giving him the boot.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It's like, what
are the expectations of owners, football clubs, fans from some football clubs? I mean, you would think that they'd be happy that they comfortably survive their first season back in the Premier League, wouldn't you? And they'd be giving him a pat on the back and going,
yeah,
well done, good job.
I mean, it's when you look at Sunderland's, even when they came at the Premier League previously, kind of thing, they struggled because it's always been down to poor ownership, kind of thing, And as he said, this fella's come in, nobody knew anything about him. He's got them to where they are, and then you're hearing something like that, and it's like, come on now. Well, I think we already said it before, Jeff. That word loyalty and that it's like a swear word these days, unfortunately. Michael Blees saying Areola, Maris, Stadibo, Desasi, Wambazaka, KWP, Fernandez, Suchek, Somerville, Bowen, and Tatty. And when you look at it, the interesting one there, which I kind of make sense of it in that. I think you said it earlier on. As much as you're hearing that Juve is wanted elsewhere by the other clubs, kind of thing, his performances of late have not been great. He has been found at a couple of games.
I thought he had a bit of a dodgy game against Palace.
Mm.
He looked like he had his boots on the wrong fucking feet. He kept spooning it in the air and all sorts. Every time he kicked it, was fucking, where the fuck is that going? I thought he had a really good game against Everton.
Yes, yeah.
And I don't think he was all bad against Brentford, actually. Evening, Chris. Good luck in the playoffs, by the way, mate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like this. Look, shit, I thought F1 started at 9, now I realise it's finished. Bollocks. Oh, man. Thank you, ACG. Yeah, I'm trying to out West Ham stay up as well. There you go. Look, Matt's telling me, look, they moved it 3 hours early due to the weather.
Right. Because did they schedule it during hurricane season or something like that?
Yeah, probably.
Tornado season. Well. I know. Let's have a Miami thing in tornado season.
Colin's obviously saying his team against Arsenal will play 4 for 3 hours. Yeah. Kante. I mean, Kante, like I said, I think he should be given more of a chance. And even Traore, I think he's been underutilised. And considering, I think you've already alluded to this before.
Brave shout putting Magassa in against Arsenal, I think.
Yeah, I can see probably why in that respect. But the Traore situation, considering Nuno wanted this man in, and then plays him the least.
Yeah. I thought we saw the good and bad of quite a lot of players on Saturday. I thought we saw as bad as people say Pablo was. I thought some of his link-up play and that during the game, and obviously his work rate goes without saying. He just brings that. It's a given.
Yeah.
Some of his link-up play and all that was all right. But I mean, the chance he missed early doors is just you've got to score.
Yeah.
Even Somerville's shot bouncing off the bar. I mean, I think he should have a penalty, by the way. But his touch is fucking awful, right? It's only his 40. You know, it's.
Because I've only seen certain parts of the highlights of the game yesterday. Like I said, I was working. And when you look at the fact that he gets turned and then he goes in for that challenge and, the pen he gives away, it's like...
Yeah, that was poor from Diouf. See, that's good and bad of Diouf because some of his deliveries in the box were really good.
Yeah.
And straight after we conceded the first goal, he pings a lovely ball across to Tatty that he hits the post from. He takes the free kick that Mavs really. It's such a shame that goal's disallowed because it was a magnificent header from Mavropanos.
Yeah, but I think they've admitted that it should have stood. I think Mike Dean was on one of the things, and he said he saw no problems with it whatsoever.
Yeah,
but you know full well, mate, when you're down the bottom end, nothing really goes your way. It hardly kind of favours you in that respects. Also, mate, saying obviously 2 tough fixtures coming up, and obviously, I think who is in there? Bear with me. Yeah, Ian Ward saying obviously, 5th West Ham and 5th relegated, got to attack Arsenal and Newcastle, get some points. And obviously, Arsenal mate saying there, if you're still in it, Leeds might be safe. They might rest players in the final game.
Yeah,
have to play for at that point. Who knows?
Who knows? But we've got to get something from the Arsenal game now.
100%.
We have to get something.
100%. The problem is, just looking at that, even if we kind of finish, we're level on points. We have got, basically a -10 goal difference against Spurs. They're -9, we're -19. That doesn't help at all. Osman says, right now you need to look at Tottenham and West Ham fixtures and figure out have their opponents got anything to play for or not. It's a good shout. It is a good shout.
Well, Leeds don't really. Chelsea do, and Everton quite possibly do.
They do as well, yeah. They're looking for Europe, aren't they, again?
And for us, Arsenal definitely do. Newcastle don't, and Leeds don't.
And I'm opening the fact that, maybe the Newcastle game, can we get something out of that?
Final home game for them, though, right?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, that's a point. Yes.
So, last home game of the season in front of your own fans, just puts another sort of dynamic on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, not good for the disposition. We saw that the week before, and putting us through the ringer, which how the result was going.
Chelsea definitely want to beat Tottenham.
I think they reckon Spurs. They owe Spurs for a couple of games apparently. Spurs had a good week off, so maybe there was as you said, the amount of change that Villa didn't expect it. I must admit, maybe 1 or 2. I didn't expect to.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised. There's many changes, and I was surprised they even with. I can see. Like I said earlier, I think when you make a lot of changes, sometimes it disrupts the flow in the team. But I was still surprised at quite how bad they were.
Yeah, that's the thing for me is that it just seems like you just rolled over and died at that point. Not good.
So PSG will progress and
Yeah.
beat Atletico Madrid in the final. So Darren saying that Arsenal are losing in the week.
Big up, Aaron. It could be nothing, but it could be two as well. Yeah, it's one of those,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely. It's up in the air, isn't it? Really, it's like I think it's a bit of a coin flip.
It is. I mean, don't be wrong. I mean, Simeone, he could upset the apple cart. I mean, I think he rested a couple of players as well. I remember in the last game that could have a bit of an influence. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But the pressure's on Arsenal at that point to get it over the line.
Yeah, and they've got 2 games, haven't they? So if they get over that, if they get by that one, then they've got the final.
Yeah.
They could easily lose in the final, couldn't they?
True. Hello, Jack Swagger's put here. We couldn't get a double. We bought a pack of Twix. Figures read this Champions League semi versus Atleti. How many times have we seen teams rest players for a specific match then lose? It's quite common, and this is the thing, isn't it? The results business is there's more pressure on it, I think, these days, and that's probably from the ownership. I see us getting beat 1-2 at home to Atletico Madrid. Colin says, well, I'm telling you, gentlemen, now, whatever happens, Nuno has to go, and he can take Pablo with him. Not good enough for me. He makes too many mistakes, and too negative. Just got to go.
I was so hoping with Pablo, because I do think that he brings something to the team, and I do think that he's not solely on his own, but as a collective, I think the team's improved with him and Tati in, and how they play and how he sets up from the front.
Totally agree on that.
But there's no question that they need to get more goals. And I've been dying for Pablo. I'm like, just get a goal and maybe it'll kickstart him, and maybe it'll boost his confidence. I can't see him score. After that chance at Brentford, when's he going to score? When's he going to score?
This is the truth. This is the thing.
It's a problem, right?
It is. I mean, and I don't know. Sometimes you see players that try a bit too hard sometimes, and when you try too hard, nothing's going to go for you. And I think that's what he does. Because not being funny, Jeff, like you mentioned, I like the fact that when he first came in, he was good at holding up the ball. We're not seeing it as much now these days.
No.
That's kind of, shape has been like either taken away from him, and it's a shame because if he had kept that he could have worked on it and improved that.
It's just the little things. I noticed yesterday as well. There was a ball play. He found himself out on the left-hand side, and there was a ball played to him, and he just didn't read it, and he was just on his heels, completely on his. And you just think you've got to be more switched on. You're playing in the top league here. Like you've got to be better than that.
Well, it was last week. I think there's a bit. The ball was played, and I think it cannoned off someone and that, and the ball was laid into him, but it's like he got lost. He's looking all over the place.
I desperately wanted him to click, but the more weeks go by, and I still do think we have Wilson on. It's going to sound stupid, right? He's the best finisher at the club, no question, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a proper number 9. His movement, his reading of the game, he's just a bit past it, right?
Yeah.
But if he doesn't score, what does he do? What does he bring? It's like having a passenger, right?
True. The way
and we can't afford it. And that's the difference where Pablo does bring more than scoring, but he's got to chip in, and he's just not.
No.
Whereas Tati, he's missed a few chances where I think he should have done better and he should have scored from.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also took a couple of goals quite nicely. And you look at him yesterday, I mean, he's unlucky not to get 1 or 2 yesterday, really.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah. Any other game in that, he's going.
He ain't done much wrong. His shot that hits the post, he's done nothing wrong there. Keeper's beat. It's just them fine margins. And his header that he hits the other post with, it's a really good header, actually. And it comes off the inside of the post and across the goal line. I mean, a couple of mil even
That's
on
what it
that.
takes, isn't it?
And it's off the inside of the post and in, it's just so unlucky, that effort.
Hey, look at that, Henderson here. Look, Bournemouth got a well soft penalty today against Palace. Saw that. Whilst West Ham didn't get the penalty when the Brentford player collided with the West Ham player in the pen box. Makes no sense, but we already alluded.
Pablo one is just...
Yeah, shocking.
I just cannot get my head around how that is not a penalty.
Yeah, look, as Gigi's saying, Bournemouth penalty was so soft, the game's gone. Yeah, the Palace keeping never even touched the Bournemouth player. Our VAR gave it is incredible. What were they seeing? Well, I say, I'm going back to the Everton game with Pickford on Tatty. The fact that VAR looked at it and couldn't be clear on it, yet if you watch some other kind of platforms out there, they managed to get the photos from a different angle from one of their cameras, and it clearly sees Pickford crunched down on his ankle, on his
late
ankle.
As well, isn't
he? Yeah. But VAR couldn't see that. And
but thankfully, they couldn't see Fernandes handball either.
Yeah, I mean, that for me, like I said to you,
I think it's a penalty.
I
can't
just
come. He's put his arms around underneath and then he's battered it away. Today, I watched a bit of the Man United game. I fell asleep during it, actually, but that's because I've been quite busy today. I was knackered. But Sesko's goal.
Yeah.
And they're trying to, analyse that down to the finest degree about whether they're going to disallow that goal for handball. And I'm like, when people are saying that the game's gone, I mean, if you're going to try and rule out goals for that.
Yeah, and
it's
too
too much.
The thing, isn't it?
It's too much.
It is. Yeah. It is getting a little bit silly, I must admit. I mean, my personal thing, they should review the whole thing. Don't get rid of it. I mean, it can serve a purpose. What's going to be more interesting is going to be next season, because now apparently, the new thing is there's got to be daylight before you give anything.
No, they're on about bringing it in for corners and all that. They're actually going to dissect the game even further. Fucking hell. Give it less influence, not fucking more. It's driving me mad. Everyone.
You can imagine
mad. Driving mad about VAR, right?
It is. You can see it now, Jeff. Your grandkids, your great grandkids, you might say, kind of thing. How long did the football game used to last? It used to be 90 minutes, boy. So why is it 240 minutes now? Where's VAR? There's this line being checked out, kind of thing. They're making
14 substitutes.
Oh man! I mean, look at this. Look, Darren Middlecote says we have dropped 22 points from winning positions. Only got to get ourselves to blame. Can't see us staying up now.
What's to be said about that? It's just it's on the money, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is Colin's saying it. There's a few other people that've been saying exactly the same thing, and Mia even come up with it as well. The pundits were also questioning what the hell's going on in this game, because they were surprised. I'd be interested to see how Emery comes up to the question banks. Big up to Anthony, you're saying there, Tottenham therapy. Come on, you Spurs, he's gone on there. Big up Tony in the panel, smash. Thank you much to Anthony, appreciate that. Hopefully catch what you're saying.
Thanks for smashing the like. Thanks for coming in. Now fuck off.
Oh man. Hey, look at that. Pepsi saying, I saw an episode of Rosie and Jim being filmed as a kid on their narrowboat. Yeah, me. Darren saying,
I love that, Rosie and Jim.
Rosie and Jim, yeah, I remember that. At least the youth will get a chance if we go down, which is hopefully it could be.
The youth get a chance now, don't they? Unless we're talking about specifically academy players. But we've got a young team, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Got the core of a young team.
Yeah. And this is...
Canty will get more football, though, in in next season. I think he'll get next whatever division we're in. I actually think he will get more football next year.
I'm hoping so as well, Jeff. Because I think we've definitely underutilised him. Like, I think we both said on this one, the Burton game, we had an absolute stinker.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but
he learned from that.
Quite a few did. I thought Traore was not that
Mm.
clever. If you look at the opposition he's up against, he should have been doing a lot better. Wilson was like fucking dreadful in that game.
Yeah, absolutely agree on that. Good evening to Richie. Saying even though did not see that coming, Spurs outplayed Villa in that first half. 2 great goals, and that's the key thing, isn't it? Modern
Spurs were good tonight, right?
Yeah,
as bad as Villa were, Spurs were good.
They set their
worryingly good, because it's really going to give them a boost. And like I say, going into the next home game, I bet that stadium, they're all going to be up for it. Players are going to be feeling good about tonight's result.
No, exactly.
I just hope Leeds can spoil their party.
Could be hopefully this case. Big up to Daniel as well. Coming you Spurs, he's saying there. Big up Tony. You know it's all love, of course, my friend. But unfortunately for you, we woke up at the wrong time for you. I mean, look, Daniel. I mean, look, as we were just saying there, fair play to Spurs. They exploited, a shit side that Emery put out, kind of thing, and fair play. Because I said earlier, Dan, not being funny, but it was West Ham, it was Arsenal, or whatever team. If a team's putting something like that, they deserve to be beat. Pure and simple.
Here's the thing with Spurs, right? All the Spurs fans were getting a little bit excited and how wonderful they played in the 2-2 draw against Brighton. And I think they were improved on what they had been in that game.
Yeah.
I actually thought Brighton were dreadful in that game, especially first half. And I still maintain that as good as Spurs were, they scored off the back of 2 mistakes against Brighton and still failed to win against a poor Brighton side on the day. But tonight, as bad as Villa were, you can understand Spurs fans getting excited and pleased about that performance, because that warrants, from their point of view, being pleased with, I would say.
Yeah, totally agree on that. Absolutely agree. Big up to 80. He's saying there, evening lads, Villa were pathetic tonight. I'm so glad we are indeed. Going back on the offers for the club, Colin's saying Red Bull was a real offer. And he also adds on, Staveley's a deal breaker. She knows so many billionaires, which she does. Oh, man. Damien's asking, gents, why we're not organising riots? Because this, don't give his old Eve. They were better. Yeah, they were better than us, that's for sure. Good evening, GP, as well. Chris is saying, Millwall have so many tourists, they started putting signs up in Serbian.
Imported hooligans now.
Big up there. I hear Jeff. Yeah, chin up, Jeff. Yeah, you're a ledge. There you
go. Thanks, Damien.
A bit prepared for Wolves, but we have better assets to sell than them. Very true. Sadly, yeah. Damien's also adding on. They wanted to keep that strike, and now he wants that. Arokadora,
yeah, he had a falling out in the dressing room a couple of weeks back. I think. I don't know what it was all about.
Yeah, me. It gets you out of the Champions League.
But let's just scenario. How much is this lad?
Yeah. Well, if he's raised his
stock, puts a perspective on it, right, doesn't it? Because in the scenario that we go down, we're not down yet, but just painting the scenario we go down, we know we're going to lose top players. We're going to get the money in for them, hopefully, but it's going to go to service, whatever degree of it's going to go to service debt, right?
And
not necessarily reinvested in the team.
That's the worst.
So what's the budget going to be? There will be investment in the team, of course there will, but what's the budget going to be? And what market are we shopping in? And if they want 30 million for this guy, for example, 25 million. Are we shopping in that market, or are we looking for 10 and 12 million pound players?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head there. You're looking at a 20 million pound player and that, and spend between 12 and 15 million. But you've got to think like this. At the moment, there's a bit of a crisis on, Jeff. Aviation fuel's gone through the roof. We ain't going Brazil.
Timmy's not there anymore. So
yes,
he won't be firing the jet up.
We're not going Brazil, that's for sure. You know where I was going with that, didn't you? You won't be going to Brazil. Good evening, Melks. He says, am I wrong to blame Somerville for the first goal? Could he have just left it instead of kicking it towards our gut? Yeah, there was that.
I don't think he could have left it, actually. I think if he leaves it, the player behind him, I think Jeff's caught on his heels a little bit, should be a bit more alive. Somerville's nipped in, tried to defend the ball. It's all a bit unlucky, really. It's clipped the post. Mads has flicked it with his toe. Mav's trying to poke it over the bar before the striker tucks it in. It catches the underside of the bar and goes in. It's it's a bit like the fine margins at the other end, right?
Of course.
Only it went against us.
Yeah, like I said, been down the bottom. I mean, look, Pablo looks like Nuno's mini me. Your GP saying. Meltzer says, anyone know how much Pablo is on weekly?
Nah, I don't. Probably look it up though.
Yeah, have a look, see if we can find anything.
Let me see if I can.
James, win the rights, lads. You've got to get it together, and that's for sure. Good evening, Ryan. How we doing, mate? Evening, Tony. Evening,
Ryan.
Trying to get some
you
sleep.
on holiday, Ryan.
Well, this is look. You're saying here. Look, trying to get some sleep before I have to leave for the airport at 2 a.m. in the morning, but unsuccessful. That Spurs result hasn't helped matters either. No, mate, definitely hasn't. Definitely hasn't. Bitter pill to take, but
you'll have nightmares tonight.
Chris is saying Pablo runs around like for a pound coin on a pitch and he can't find it.
That's brilliant.
100% there, Chris. That's for sure. I think 25k.
25k. I mean, championship wages, isn't it?
Yeah. It's been if I had 25k, I'd buy Tony a hot tub. For 25k, it'd be gold plated, must be everything. Evening, Janet. Evening, all. I need this holiday now up to that result. Yeah.
Have a good time away.
Hope you got a trunk.
Recuperate.
Now, have you got a trunk? Me and Jeff are sneak inside there. We'll come with you. Blimey, Max says, cheers, GP. I was half expecting to be on 100,000.
Imagine if he was on like
dear, mate.
Rodriguez wages or Fulkrug wages.
Colin saying, good night, Tony and Jeff. Always a pleasure joining you, and God bless you both, and have a good week, and see you next time. Colin, as always,
you too, Colin. Take it easy, buddy.
I hope everything's all good for you as well, and have a nice, relaxed evening, and obviously a good week as well, my friend. Canty and Magassa, I like them too. I mean, look, Canty, I want to see more of him. Oh, hold on. Another one says, my bad. Another site says on 50k.
Ah, well, that's like 100% increase all of a sudden. He probably is on closer to 50k though, isn't he? Really, 25k sounds a bit low for the Premier League, doesn't it?
Galglici in the Raider League 1 and 2 to get off some of the players. Not enough writing in for my liking. I want to punch up, he's saying. Oh, Damien. West Ham fans are lovers, not fighters, Damien, apparently. Good evening, E. Kim, as well. Beat Villa, B team, and a relegated Wolves. Yeah, this is it all. Then obviously Colin saying good night to everyone. Always a pleasure joining you, and God bless you all next time. Ian saying, though, if we beat Arsenal and Spurs fans will feel the pain the Irons are feeling right now. And this is the thing, it is that fine balance. As you said, Jeff, it is 1 point. And there's been a few people saying it. I've said it on my shows, and might have said it on yours, that they reckon it could go down to the wire and it's going to be 1 point that's going to see it over the line.
Here's the thing. This is unlikely. If you look at our last couple of games, the way we've played, and you look the way Arsenal played yesterday, it's unlikely we beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And Spurs were on a high after a good win for them tonight.
Yeah.
But
Brilliant.
Leeds come to the lane and turn them over, and we beat Arsenal. I mean, it would absolutely put them on the floor, their fan base for sure.
Yeah.
But I do think it's a highly unlikely scenario. Not impossible, but not likely. I wonder
As I
what Willie Hill's odds would give you on that.
Oof. Shame usually not in the chat. He'd be able to tell you, Lewis.
He'd tell you straight away, yeah.
Yeah. I think it is. You know, let's kind of be a bit more realistic. I'd say it is still in the lap of the gods, but and this is the way you got to think. I think you can't feel too negative about things, even though it's very high not to. We've got to ride it out now till the end now, haven't we?
If we nick a point against Arsenal, again, I'm not feeling great about that fixture right now. But if we nick a point against Arsenal and they lose to Leeds, now we're level on points, 2 games to go. They're away to Chelsea, we're away to Newcastle, then they've got Everton, and we've got Leeds.
Yeah.
I mean, we could literally both lose our penultimate fixtures and be level on points going into that last game.
Exactly.
It's not unrealistic scenario.
No. I mean, interestingly, someone was saying the other day, if Newcastle are still going on that bad form, and I think it's either us or Spurs getting the points kind of thing, then there's a chance that Newcastle could have got dragged into that, which I thought was
No, it's just nonsense.
I couldn't
just
see that.
Fucking people's talking about, can Leeds get dragged back to it? No. Once they were on 40 points with 4 games to go, they weren't. They were always picking up. Even if they only picked up another point or 2, they were getting themselves out of it.
Yeah, this is true. Like Ezekiel says, yeah, we've got 3 games to get 6 points.
I kind of agree with that. I think 5 probably ain't going to do it now. So
yeah,
it is.
Yeah, because if it goes down to the same points, then they're above us because of the goal difference.
Yeah, the goal difference is the problem, isn't it?
Killer, isn't it? Is the killer. PS obviously saying there, Pablo earns apparently £100 a week. Don't what he gets paid. Oh, dear me. Ryan said he'll probably have nightmares if he goes to sleep. Ekin says, what's annoying is the last 2 good shouts for Pens this week, the same. Yeah, and we've been saying, I mean, the good thing about it, Ekim, not just obviously because me and Jeff Lifter as West Ham fans, but speaking to other channels that, from other oppositions, they've all had to deal with this at some point, and this is where refereeing lets us down. How many times have you heard the PGML say, we do apologise, we made a mistake. Those mistakes either promote you, win you a league, or get you relegated.
But we've talked about it so many times, and this goes back to like the VAR thing.
Yeah,
we're all hoping VAR coming in to tidy the game up and make sure it gets decisions right. And now we're talking about the mistakes VAR make every week. I'll be honest, I think I'd rather go back to just talking about. I think the referee's got an excuse when he misses things.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
He's got lines of sight. The game's so quick. He sees it one time. All of these things that you could say why he might miss something and not give the right decision. And some of them are like, how have you not seen that? But you can still make scenarios why referees miss things on occasion.
Yeah.
Putting VAR to stop all of that. And now we just debate how shit VAR is every week. I'd rather just go back to talk about referees and not have VAR.
Well, if you look at that part, one of the things that VAR was supposed to be looking for is the clear and obvious.
Yeah.
Now, let's refer back to the Fernandez one. Clear and obvious is the fact of if the player can see he's intentionally done it, like I said to you, there's a player in front of him. Yes, you might say the hand come out, he did this and the other. But if he's putting his hands through the player, at that point, he has no idea where they're going to. You know, and it depends how it looks at different angles. The foul on Tatty, for instance, again, different camera angles, they still couldn't tell. Yet you get a social media account that comes up with a thing, and they show you better camera position than what they have. So it's these kind of things. And we've seen it in so many games where it should have been a pen. I mean, like, not being funny, I think it was yesterday was Salford. There was a clear and obvious penalty that should have been given, and they haven't got fit held obviously in there. But just swiped away. Nah. But it was, you know, even a blind man could have seen it, Jeff. That's how bad it was, and yet no, and that's cost them.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Chris saying later, well, good luck for the rest of the season. Chris, thanks so much, and good luck. And as Jeff said already,
Good luck to you.
good luck in the playoffs as well, mate. Janet's saying you can both hide in the suitcases and us smuggling in. That's lovely.
Thanks, John.
Is there any positives in going down?
Well, we just talked about it. No VAR.
That's one thing, and possibly, you know, we look at it two ways, double-edged sword in this respect. It could be the basis of a reset by going down, because if we have to kind of sell players, and it takes, to the worst case scenario, 3 seasons by getting in the right players, which we can nurture, develop, and make them into, a formidable team, or a team that can do something at least, then that's got to be a positive, rather than thinking, we're there now, that's it, doom and gloom. You already mentioned it, Jeffrey. We've got the youngsters we can put in, we can give them an opportunity to kind of shine and put, not being funny, some of these senior players to shame, because at least, full well, they'll have a bit more drive in them than what we've got currently.
And the thing is, like, if you look the cycles of West Ham, we're probably due one, ain't we?
Yeah, I agree on that.
And the irony of it is that on the back of old Slagbag coming out and saying we've spent the longest time in the top division, and blah blah blah, and at the end of that year of her coming out and saying all that shit, we get relegated. It's about fucking right, innit?
Yeah.
But I don't want us to go down. I want us to be in a top division. I think we should be in. I think we're a football club that should be in the top division. But I'm old enough. I've seen us go up and down, and I'll still support West Ham, and I'll still watch probably every game like I do now, and I will still go to games and support the team. Nothing's going to change for me, really, apart from we won't be playing Liverpool and Arsenal and whoever every other week.
No, it's true. That is true.
And we might get a top 6 finish.
This is oh, Jeff, I know, mate. Let's look at more. As Marx has put in, the fans will hate Sullivan a million times more if it is the only thing positive that I can think of. But going by what you're saying there, Jeff, you're probably not wrong, mate. As much as I don't want to admit it, kind of thing. Anything other than a win against Arsenal will give Spurs a free hit.
Yeah.
And as I said, because we play before them, it gives them more of an incentive to put the pressure on us. Ian's saying here, look at that. Refs in Prem are very low standard. Refs rely on VAR to make the call for them. And this
I think they do.
Too much.
They increasingly do.
I'm trying to think what the game was. I think it was a couple of weeks back, a month ago.
The trip at the edge of the box. He didn't give the penalty and had to get. It was so fucking blatant. Had to go to the screen to give the penalty. I can't remember who we were playing. If that's what you're thinking of, it might be. I can't remember. I can't remember who we were playing. But it was like how do you just not give that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, funny, I've heard this today, and Keeps just put it in there. Yesterday, was the pen in the box or on the edge or outside?
I think it's a penalty.
Yeah, I mean, looking at how the player coming in, by the time you've made contact, for me, it looked like it was just in the pen box at that point.
I think it's poor from him. He's headed the ball out. It's not the greatest defensive header, but he's defended the back post and headed the ball out. He hasn't got out to Atara quick enough. And then Atara's like faced him up and just absolutely tied him in knots. And
Yeah.
he panicked and he dove in, made a silly tackle that he probably shouldn't have made. And guy goes over and it's a penalty. I can't really complain about that one.
No, not at all.
Pablo not getting a penalty at the other end, I'm like tearing my hair out about.
Yeah,
but
big difference.
That one, I can't. It's just a mistake from the young player who's got absolutely caught out in that moment.
Ian's right. Look, don't want to draw lines on the pitch. It takes the joy out of football. Yeah, especially when they can't get them straight in the first place.
And all of this shit. Longer times.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know.
That's too much.
Ian also said, to be fair though, I don't think players help refs with the constant cheating. We talked about Arsenal's game midweek against Atletico. Now, for me, the Gyökeres, he goes down too easy.
Yeah, but you can't blame him.
No, of course not. But at the same point, it's becoming too much of a regular thing. You've got a fourth official there that just kind of like, oh, go back in your technical area. Oh, can you stop waving your hands? You're kind of making the fans go a bit crazy. Can you utilize him for the right thing? He's there. He can have a screen and stuff like that. He can watch what's going on. Olden Jeff, he's just done so and so over there, kind of thing, and that. I've just seen it on the screen and that. I can confirm it with you there, and then bang, done. It's simple as that.
It's the head injuries, the feigning of the head injuries that does my head in.
Well, look at the Conor Gallagher one I said earlier on. He's holding his shin, yet the challenge was caught on the top half of his leg, but he's holding his shin. Yeah,
I just don't like all that. Like, they're just buying time. They're taking advantage of a protocol. I think the protocol's good, by the way. You look at Wan-Bissaka and I can't remember who it was who he went up with yesterday, and they definitely had a clash of heads, both flat out. Yeah. That's a genuine thing, and we should stop the game and give them treatment and check them out. Absolutely, I'm not poo-pooing all this head injury protocol like that. I think it's a good thing, right? But players are playing on it and taking advantage of it and breaking the play up by pretending that they've got a knock on the head when they haven't and all that. And I just think it's just wrong.
Because it happens.
Good evening, Lawrence.
Yeah, good evening or good afternoon from Kentucky. What was the game? Was it the Friday game? And the player's gone down, and all of a sudden, like, you think like the sniper's hitting from a mile and a half away. And the first thing he's doing is he's on the floor and he's looking over the ref and that. Am I getting it? Am I getting a decision? No. Oh, fuck it. Right, I've got to get back up again. It's them ones they've got to be penalised on. Look at that. Lawrence saying, screw Villa.
We're all Forest fans on Thursday now.
Oh, mate. Yeah, look at that. Look, Ian, they're top 8 in the Championship next season. Yeah. Conspiracy in the league. Want to keep the Spuds up.
Extending it down to 8th for the playoffs. Just, I don't know.
It's where they try, they try and mix it up and that to kind of make the league more, I suppose, enticing, more kind of like relatable.
Top 6 is all right, isn't it? Top 2 straight up. Next 4 fight it out, do the playoffs. Fucking hell. Do you know what? You could have a team like 35 points for say behind another team, and they're going to get promoted, and we have basically a mid-table team come in. I don't know. Maybe if we go down and we finish 7th next year, I'll be absolutely delighted that there's 8 playoff places, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But yeah, right now I'm just a bit meh about it, if I'm honest.
Yeah, get that. Lawrence say Villa is shit and we'll never cheer for them ever again.
Yeah. Don't deserve to wear the claret and blue, do they, Lawrence?
Yeah, because obviously, they're saying, is it kind of a conspiracy thing like the Illuminati set to cheer things up? Illuminati want to keep them. Ekim says here, the thing I've noticed this season, teams are playing like the Italian league of years gone by, time wasting and niggly technical fouls.
Yeah.
The one you see, and it's got more and more commonplace now, is corners and the 6-yard box. It's pushing and shoving.
It's like a wrestling match in there.
Oh, and they're allowing this to happen though, Jeff. They're actually, they've got a line of sight on it as well, and they're still allowing them to do it. And some goals have actually stood. That's the best part about it, when they've clearly pulled them down.
This is why I think the Souček one yesterday should be a penalty. Not especially because it's West Ham, by the way. I just fucking hate how no one defends properly anymore, and how they're allowed to get away with that. Like, I don't think the ball's ever getting to Souček, right? I don't think he's ever got a hope in hell of getting his head on that ball or having any influence over that corner at all. But you can't allow people to defend like that. Just start punishing them.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. This is where we should utilise. If a VAR can't make a decision on that, then utilise that fourth official in the best way. I mean, look at this. Look, great.
He's right. I watched that and I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah. They're the ones that, Lord saying, Tony, I want to let you and the group know something. In March, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. I had surgery on one of my on the April the 8th. I'm bouncing back. Lawrence, superb news and
excellent, not excellent, but excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry to hear about that, but I'm really pleased that you're on the mend, mate.
And thanks for letting us know that, Lawrence, as well, mate. I mean, don't wish that upon anyone. My dad had the same thing and was caught early, lucky enough. So big up to you as well, Lawrence, and hopefully, all
on
good.
The road to recovery. Keep going, buddy.
Absolutely. I was saying that the Lawrence as well, Of course, Brendan, wow, Lawrence, happy to hear you're bouncing back. You and Still should do a show. Good luck in your recovery. And great shout there, Brendan. Absolutely massive shout. Lawrence saying, don't want pity. I say this for everyone should catch for their health. And it's a good shout as well, Lawrence. Look, we know you look, we've all come to know you long enough, mate. So it's not the case of pity. When it's one of our own, as they say, we just want to make sure you're okay and also in good health and in good spirits, which I know you are, mate. That's for sure.
Glad you're on the mend, mate.
Yeah, that's the key thing. And as Ian said, the same thing. Yeah, speedy recovery, and that's great to see stuff like that. So before we wrap this up, Jeff, you got a show on Tuesday?
Tuesday night, should be back on Tuesday night, hopefully. Doing a Tuesday talk show. So any of you guys who can join us at 8 o'clock on Tuesday, it'd be lovely to see you there.
Absolutely. Make sure, I'll put in the description the links of all the channels that's been on tonight. Make sure that obviously you hit the like button for those. Share, like, hype. Be part of the group, as they say. Ekim is saying, he puts everything into perspective. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And look at that. Big up Lawrence, speedy recovery buddy as well, kind of thing. People in the chat, thank you for being with us and that. We've been up and down with the figures, but it's all been good because we've managed to get a lot of things off our chest. And as we always know, it's definitely the hope that kills you, as they say.
Yeah.
And absolutely, mate. That's the key thing. We're all family. Part of this thing. We're all together on this, and that's why I want to make sure. That's why everyone's rooting for you and making sure it's all good. Tony is the daddy. Thank you, GP. Cheers, lads. Come in your irons, Malx. Absolutely in that. And make sure you enjoy the rest of your evening. Hope it's going to be a good week for you. And as Jeff said, make sure you go over there on Tuesday, be part of the show, listen to the talk. And hopefully, this club can put us all out of our misery, get the job done, and we can breathe a sigh of relief.
A long, hard season, whatever happens.
Exactly. Sure. Damien's still looking for riots, though. He still wants riots. They will come, mate. They will come. And I think it'd be more like the end of the season.
I think if anything, it's going to be the end of the season.
Yeah, that's when we're going to see some. I think
not an advocate of riots, though, so I just want to make that clear on screen. I don't want to get anything levelled at me.
But baseball bats and shields are available. But other than that, take care, everyone, and we will see you next time.
Good to see you all, chatters. Yeah, cheers, guys. Care. See you later. Come on, you ones.